Hello, 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 and welcome everyone! Assuming my mic is not muted this time for the first time in weeks to the Strimstream. I am your host, Strimstom, and today we're going to be celebrating DDO's 10th anniversary with the gnome, who just turned by accident. Here we go. If you haven't got a chance to play with the gnome yet, they're super duper fun, they're super cool, and I can't stress enough how freaking cool those classes are. Man, actually, taking a look at these swords up close. Oh, look at this sword. Okay, this short sword looks pretty amazing. I'm gonna be honest. Look at that. It's got that like glow around it. Anyway, enough about the effects. We're talking about the gnome here today. So, yeah, really cool new stuff. Not only is it DDO's 10th, not only did gnome come out, DDO's 10th anniversary is happening right now. There are all sorts of crazy events going on, so this is the absolute best time to start picking up the game. Brand new race, cool events. Plus, if you log in right now, or any time between now and I believe the end of March, you get like a cool token you can trade in for sick raid gear. All those like old items that either maybe you remember when you used to play 8 years ago, or maybe you're just starting and you get to see like some of the depth and the complexities and some of the things DDO has to offer, especially from some of its coolest items in the entire game, or at least the most iconic ones. Unfortunately, there's no Torque, Prince Ryum, but that's just the way things are. So yeah, gnomes. It's happening today. I'm going to change the song quickly, because that is going to drive me completely insane. Let's just bring up something else. Great. All right. So yeah, gnomes. They're pretty cool. Let's oh, I was gonna gotta turn this again. Oh my gosh. Let's talk about them. So I'm gonna bring up my menu again. So what character am I playing today? So I TR'd to a gnome this morning, having a lot of fun with it so far. And there's a couple interesting things I learned about the gnomes. The first thing, I want everyone to be aware, if you do plan on taking the dragon mark, the least dragon mark of scribing, which I did because I figured, well, it's a new race with a new dragon mark, why not test it out to see how good it is? It has been changed since the first iteration. It casts the shield spell now, unlike what it used to cast before. It used to cast enchant weapons. However, it doesn't work in any capacity. So if you're wondering why it's happening, it's a known issue. They're working on a fix. So it's something that we'll get. It's in the pipes. You know, it's in the pipes. So just don't worry about that. However, the rest of the dragon marks, like the dragon lesser and the greater, both of these do in fact work. I can confirm that. I tested them myself. So these ones do work. That being said, the gnome that I decided to make was the one that would make obviously the best use out of having the extra intelligence, the reduced strength, all those things. You know, you try to you want to minimize your reduced strength, and you want to maximize the intelligence, and you think of classes like Wizard or Rogue, these crafty, intelligent classes. So of course I made a fighter. I'm going to be playing a pure fighter, because why would you want to, you gotta, I like that my character's short enough that she fits underneath the enhancement tree. She's like looking up at her enhancements. Man, that's cool. I like how it's like she's pondering her paths that she's taken. So this character, fantastic and interesting character. The whole point of it is I wanted to make a character that would play off of the gnome's strengths and be able to put as many points into the gnome tree as possible. So to play off of that and to make sure I could do that, I wanted to pick a character or a class that needed its class trees the least. Most classes benefit very heavily from all of their class trees. I'm thinking about classes like Wizard. Pale Master, it's a pretty deep investment to get anything good out of it. Or Ranger. Ranger's a great class, but you spend way more points in the actual class enhancements because the class enhancements are just way too good. But Fighter? I mean, Fighter's alright. Kensei's okay. Stalwart Defender's decent. So, because the class enhancements aren't amazing, it gives me a great incentive to focus more on the racial enhancements, and that way I can get a better feel for how the gnome is on its own in general. Because I feel like if I was to play another race or another class like Wizard or something else, I'd be tempted to use something that is absolutely not the racial enhancements. I'd say, well, do I really want Blur? I mean, I can cast it myself. Why would I want to put this here? Do I want like Color Spray? I already have other spells. So this way, it gives me an opportunity to test out and try to go through the full tree, which is what I'm going to try to do. To accomplish this, my character is using pretty much exclusively short swords. Only exclusively short swords, actually. The gnomish weapon training, it affects almost all of the light weapons. It doesn't affect the gnomish warhammer, so if the gnomes do get warhammer proficiency, don't expect to try to make a warhammer using gnome with getting points into the tree. It doesn't work quite the same. But it's pretty cool. So I got the short swords, does the extra damage, and then Kensei as well will allow me to take short sword, light blade, it's in here, light blades. So I'm going to be focusing on that when I actually get it. I haven't put any points in the Kensei tree yet, and my character is doing just fine, and that says a lot about the Kensei tree. The cool things that you can get here are really interesting synergies that a lot of people may not know about with the gnome. So because gnome gets dodge bonus, or sorry, maximum dodge bonus and armor maximum dex bonus, it makes them very easy to make high dodge characters. I'm talking about your bards, your swashbucklers, anything like that. Swashbucklers can easily get a 16% dodge, as I've talked about this in the past from their own swashbuckling tree, but gnomes themselves get 1% dodge here, 1% dodge here, and another 2%, giving you a total of 4%. Additionally, being able to increase their max dodge, so increasing their dodge cap from 25 to 28, and then being Kensei, being able to get my dodge cap from 28 to 31. With a couple items, I'll have 31% dodge. Combine that with the permanent blur effects and the extra physical resistance rating you get from taking armor mastery. Oh, my character is going to be quite tanky, even though I've got 2 weapons. So I'm excited to see how it's going to work. It's mainly just a get in your face and slash kind of fighter. It'll be pretty defensive. I want to try taking some of the other abilities. I don't know how the Dragon Barks will entirely work on this character because I don't have Quicken to make them go faster, but having this much dodge, I'm feeling like it's going to be pretty good. Because there's going to be so many checks. Before no monster even hits me, they have to beat my armor class, which will be decently high. Afterwards, they have to beat concealment, and they have to beat my dodge, which I'm hoping I can get up to 31%. The math is there, but I'm going to try. And then after that, they're going to chop through my physical resistance rating, which I'll easily be able to get over 100 being a pure fighter. So I'm excited. It's going to be cool. It's going to be a good trip. So far, it's been really good. The only problems I've had are ogres. Ogre champions, man, they hurt. They really hurt. So, like we do every other time, I'm going to start the day. Oh yeah, the other problem I have with this character. Load. It's really hard because my strength is so low to keep under my load cap. And so I constantly am stuck in the yellow. Being in the yellow, it's going to cap my dodge bonus at 3. Not so good. I'm going to try to keep my dodge bonus as high as possible. Now we're going to start the same way we start every other stream with our weekly gold roll. I didn't do it at the beginning of the day because I wanted to make sure I do it right here for you guys to see that I won. Ooh, 5 lasting elixirs of supreme ability. That's actually good. That's really good. That increases my dodge cap because that gives me a strength. So I like that. So we're good. And a little bit of experience points. You can't hurt when you get that gold roll. If you're sitting in the crowd here and you're wondering, man, how do I get that gold roll? Well, it's easy. You just got to go ahead and pay Turbine. That's what I do. So it works out. Anyway, start off here. We're going to quickly go do some quests. Splat. Hey, I'm alive. I didn't think I was going to live through that. Anyway, we're going to do some quests today. Get some experience points. Kind of test out the gnome. If you haven't seen it, the gnomes are absolutely fantastic. They have this super cool run. So they have this awesome run animation. She's kind of like leaning back and just swinging the swords in front of her. Also, these are short swords, by the way. Now, I mean, this cosmetic sword here is a bastard sword, but I do like the fact that the short swords look very, very big in comparison to the character, because I am very, very small in comparison to other people. I'm a little bit taller, but jeez. Oh, and actually, I forgot. I'd like to show off the dances if I can. The gnome dances are fantastic. I haven't turned in my anniversary token yet. I've heard from some people and also some places on the forums that not all the items are showing up sometimes, and I want to make sure I'll have the full pick, although I'm not entirely sure what I'd like to go with. So yeah, so you got your Gnome Dance 1. It's pretty good. It's a nice jig. And then we have our Dance 2. Damn. Look at that. I love this dance too. It's like so groovin' and like in the move. In the move. That's not a thing. It's so groovin' and in the groove? I don't know what I'm going to say. Yeah, exactly. Where's the Tensor's floating disc? I'm telling you, if I could just dump all my treasure on the disc, that'd be perfect. Servers that I recommend? It's really hard to say. I personally recommend Galanda, because I like Galanda. This is my server. Oh yeah, also, gnomes, I forgot. Every time I go to the airship, this happens. It turns out gnomes are pretty short, so, you know, I just get caught by the awning in the vision. Whoop, there's the awning. It's hard to recreate, though. It's like, ooh, there's the awning. It's interesting. I just find that I just find that really funny. I personally like Galanda because that's my server. A lot of people also play on Thelanis, Kyber. Most of the servers are pretty good. Arganessen has a lot of people on it. You may find, as there was last weekend, the server was actually full last weekend. So there's definitely a lot of people there. I don't know if they're new players or not. I couldn't tell you. But I can tell you there's a lot of new players playing on Galanda right now. So I've been trying to help some of the people out. Get them some of that experience, you know. And is there a group I can just join? No? No? No, there isn't. Looks like we're going to have to start our own group again, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Hey, Nashron, how you doing today? So yeah, first look at the gnome. I have to say, from playing it so far, I really like it. The animations feel really smooth and fluid, and I'm just having a lot of fun with it. SDK. We're gonna do SDK today. SDK is pretty good. If I could find it here, the Cloven Jaw Scourge. Yeah, Argonessen's been full a lot, so it's one of those things you gotta pay attention to, man. I like Galanda. It's a nice server. There's a lot of nice people on there, but there's nice people on every server, so it's difficult to say. Some other people might be like better judges of like which server is like the nicest or the most friendly. I mean, I might know. I'm just some jerk on the internet, so maybe I don't entirely know, but I just play on this server because I knew some friends that played here. That's also important. If you do end up starting to play the game and you like it, and then you turn to a friend and you're like, "Hey, friend, come play this game." Make sure you guys play on the same server, because playing with your friends is a lot more fun than playing by yourself. Gave me 20 flawless red dragon scales. Whoa! I'll tell you that much. I ain't never given anybody 20 flawless red dragon scales. That takes some investment, man. That's a lot of dragon scales. Get this scale mail into my inventory. Whew. Worried I'm stuck on an empty server. No, just don't play on Wayfinder. If you want to make sure you're not stuck on an empty server, don't play on Wayfinder. If you play on any other server, you're good. Obviously, I'd like people to play on Wayfinder so it fills up. But if you're worried about it, just don't play on Wayfinder. Now, again, I've only heard that Wayfinder is like a dead server. I don't actually know. And I'm sure the people on Wayfinder are very, very nice. Deneith is also a good server to start on. Deneith, Thalanis. I like Galanda. Definitely not a dead server. I can tell you it's not because here are all the groups that are going right now. These are just the groups that are going right now. Not the ones that have been going all day. I've been playing this game all day and I've had no shortage of people to jump into my groups. So, it's pretty cool, man. Yeah, so the gnome's been working out pretty well. I wish the shield spell would work, but when it eventually does, I'm sure it'll get hotfixed at some point, or patched into the game. Like I said, yeah, there's going to be some bumps along the road, right? Whenever something new comes out, especially considering the gnome and I get this 20% concealment. Wait, can I just kill these shamans so I can show this off? There we go. So there's kill the shamans. When these guys actually start attacking me, I'm blurry, and also they miss me. Wow. They just killed themselves on me, and I only took 1 damage. That was pretty cool, I'm going to be honest. Yeah. This music's pretty slow, doesn't have a lot of action in it. Let's see if I can pull up some other music. Yeah. But yeah, so if you're worried about getting stuck on an empty server, I know Deneith, Thalanis, and Galanda are all fantastic servers. Nice populations, nice people. The good places to be. And like I said, this is the best time to play the game. The red dragon scales? I believe there's a crafter in, I think it's House K? I'm pretty sure it's House Kandaric. If it's not in House Kandaric, well, because there's 2 dragon scales. I believe there's one in Kandaric, and there's also one, the Comerian dragon scale guy. And they're separate dragon scales, so make sure you look it up before you do. Turn them in. Ooh, spell absorption. So yeah, this character's pretty good. My saves are decently good. Right now I've got a little bit of spell absorption. I get my spell absorption from the Mantle of the World Shaper. This item's just fantastic. It gives you when you have the Mantle of the World Shaper and the Voice of the Master, that's the items that give you a bit of experience. Both of them, because these are items that are made after DMs, they give you True Seeing, because it's called DM Sight. Which is something that I find just absolutely hilarious, because the DMs know everything, clearly, so they're the guys. Ooh, my cleric even has Remove Curse. There are also a couple of the features that maybe aren't getting highlighted, but I absolutely love. So right here, under Molan Kaskenflagon's name, is this little scroll bar. You see this scroll bar here? This scroll bar allows you to alter the volume of the people that you play with. So you can turn people up if they're too quiet, or you can turn people down if they're too loud. There are a couple people that are on this server that every time I play with them, they're absolutely wonderful, they're super cool guys, but I have to turn my volume down to 1%, or else I will lose my hearing permanently. And now I can edit that in the game, and that's a super awesome feature. I love stuff like that. So kudos to the Turbine guys for putting that one in. That was definitely a great change. And if you've had the opportunity to play since, it's so easy to do and it's just right there. It might be a little cluttered if you're trying to do like raid frames. So if you're talking about in a raid, you have like a whole bunch of people with you. It might be a bit cluttered, but I haven't had the chance to test it out with the raid. I've just been slamming on kobolds and cutting my way through the harbor and the marketplace. Yeah, it's good stuff. There's a lot of good changes coming up. Also, the Arcanotech. I haven't had a chance to play Arcanotech, but oh my god, it looks so good. If you've ever like just written off the Arcanotechnician of the Artificer tree and been like, oh, that doesn't seem that good. You just get some like lightning or something and blah blah blah. Right now, they give you 100 free spell power and +5 to the DCs. That's the quick summary of the changes. There's even more stuff than that, but 100 to the DCs. Or sorry, not 100. 100 spell power and +5 to your DCs. That's a huge increase, by the way. I'm sure many of you know that. Oh, look, I'm just standing and these guys, they're not even hitting me. Oh, blur and dodge, man. That's a good combination. I'm currently level 5. And I have a group open. If you happen to be playing on Galanda, you're between level 3 and 5, you're more than welcome to join me on this wonderful run through Chanticleer. But yeah, the Arcanotechnicians, they weren't super great before. They were alright. Honestly, I didn't think they were terrible. I just think they weren't really, competitive with some of the top spots. I'm not sure that they're still competitive with some of the top spots, but man, it's Blasting Rod with Master of Artifice with, Blasting Rod with Master of Artifice with the new 100 spell power and +5 on DCs, that's a spell to watch out for, man. Going like full Draconic Incarnation and then getting your Blast Rod into Dragon Breath into Energy Burst, and then back into Blast Rod because it's off cooldown. You're looking at almost like a 20-some thousand burst combo right there, especially if you can crank out at least 600 spell power, which all the lightning spell power you get out of the Arcanotechnician tree, I can definitely see being very, very possible. So it looks pretty cool. I'm very hyped for the Arcanotechnician. Fortunately, I just reincarnated it out of my Artificer. But someday I will. I'll get back into it. But yeah. How are you guys? Have any of you guys made gnomes yet? Or are you still just kind of waiting, seeing what other people think, trying to wait for the hype to go away? Like, are you guys really pumped about your gnomes? Do you guys have any gnome builds in mind? Because I don't know, I like to hear about what a lot of other people are doing. I tried to make a post on the Dungeons and Dragons subreddit, and I asked what gnomes people are going to play, and I either got the response of, I'm not playing a gnome, or I can't decide what to play with a gnome. And I'm like, well, it's not helpful. I don't know what to play with a gnome. I actually ran into sort of like a crisis, a gnome crisis, unfortunately, last night. I ran into this issue where I wanted to play gnome, and my whole build that I was planning on playing a Vanguard fighter, and it was going to be super cool. I was really hyped. And the idea behind the Vanguard fighter is because in the Vanguard tree, all your stunning abilities, all of the difficulty checks, the DCs, are based off of your highest ability score, not your strength. So unlike stunning, blow, or trip, you can have a really high intelligence and still slam somebody with your shield and just knock them out. I thought it was going to be a cool concept. But then I read the fine print, and it turns out that the crux of my build, Strategic Combat 1 and 2, which allowed me to use my intelligence to hit and damage, doesn't work with shields. And my shields are a large portion of my damage, so kind of went out the window. It's sad. It does make me sad. 52. Holy cow. It's kind of cool. Stunning shield, because it's so easy to kind of max out that skill, because it's highest ability score plus character level. The DC is just absolutely off the charts. It's really cool, but not only is it really cool, with that ability, you can pretty much join an epic elite group at level 20 and just be able to perma-stun monsters. It's awesome. I love it. Especially with the new... now, a lot of people have been playing Paladin, and I totally get it. Paladin's really good. Paladin Vanguard I definitely like. But man, some of the Fighter Vanguards, being able to pick up the new feats that give +8 and +6 on your tactical DCs, +14 tactical DCs. Yeah, man, that's awesome. Monster comes screaming at you, you're just like, I don't care. Boom, knock him out of the way. Also, if you're wondering what weapons I'm using because I'm getting all these different damages, something that's really cool, they recently made Caneth crafting work with some of the newer items. So your new items like reanimating goggles of accuracy 4, if you try to deconstruct them, they wouldn't work. You just get like nothing from them. Apparently you can deconstruct them now, which is great because yeah, there's a lot of cool items you can make. This is something I discovered last night. I decided to make myself some weapons for this character because I figured I wouldn't get any short swords or light maces, which is true. I haven't found a single one that's actually like even kind of useful. I have a Holy Light Mace of Lesser Undead Bane here for level 2s, which is Holy and Lesser Undead Bane. And my primary weapons that I've been using a lot are these Acid Short Swords of Bleeding that deal an extra D8 bleed and an extra D6 acid damage on hit. And man, that's fantastic. I'm not entirely sure. I've never actually done the turn-in. I just remember reading it on the wiki. The answer, if you look up flawless dragon scales on the DDO wiki, it will tell you where to turn it in. I'd look it up for you, but I gotta kill monsters, guys. I don't have time. Gotta kill monsters. You know, no one's gonna kill these undead themselves. I have to stop the Seal of Chantucor. I actually don't really remember the importance of the Seal of Chantucor. I know that it was going to be sold to the giants. I don't remember why it's important. I'm like 80% sure it's in House K because you get them there, and there's a dragon scale crafter somewhere around that area. Oh, I can't open that door because I don't have knock. See, the disappointing thing about not multiclassing is because I'm playing Pure Fighter, by the way. I'm not going to be multiclassing any of this. The disappointing thing about that is I kind of lose out on a couple of things. I'm going to be wearing almost exclusively light armor, but without multiclassing, it means I don't really get evasion. So I'll have a decent reflex save. I'll have a really high dodge chance and a very good armor and very high dodge, great armor. But unfortunately, because of a silly decision that I made, I'm going to be going full fighter. Now, some of you might think that's an odd idea. And I'd agree with you. It doesn't really seem like the most sound idea I've ever had to not multi-class. A lot of times I don't multi-class just because I'm stubborn or, I just like the idea of playing like a full class. I know. But the thing is, this is one of the situations where I really want to because evasion? Oh man, but what would I lose? Well, I'll lose the capstone. Now, the capstone might not seem that good, but it's 15% double strike. That's a lot of double strike. Considering melee double strike caps out at 100, it's insane. It's so much better than ranged double strike. I really want to get that double strike. With that capstone and a couple items and a couple other abilities, I'll be able to easily get 50% walking around. Just 50% double strike walking around. Which means while I'm in Divine Crusader and I have my Divine Crusader, like the, what do you call it? The capstone active. So, what is it here? When you have the Divine Crusader, the Zeal of the Righteous, when that's active, that's going to be 100% double strike. 100% double strike is a lot. There is a cap, 100%. Double strike can cap at 100%. Double shot can go past 100%, and it just adds another arrow, essentially, to your shot. But yeah, it's pretty high. Yeah, because you can only double strike one time. For some reason, you can double shot more than once. Because essentially, it's just like you just put another arrow out. Yeah. I've already said that, but make sure you don't turn on your anniversary token or turn in your anniversary tokens. Don't turn in your anniversary tokens, and the Dragon Mark, if you're worried about using it, it will get patched at some point. It's in the pipes. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm not sure if I want to get an actual good item, or if I want to get some of that sick raid gear, and then just mirror it. Because I really, really want Celestia the Star of Day. That sword looks so good. I really want to mirror that sword. So I might just take it just so I can mirror it. Ooh, I like the Sword of Shadow. The weapons that I'm using these wonderful. I'll leave it on the screen so you can take a look at it. Oh, maybe I won't leave it on the screen so you can take a look at it. I'm using these wonderful Acid Short Swords of Bleeding. They're minimum level 1 because I crafted them myself. They are Bleed 1 to 8, extra damage to monsters vulnerable to bleeding, and Acid 1 to 6 extra damage vulnerable to all monsters that get hit. They're not any plus, and they're minimum level 1. and they're fantastic. I love these swords. Oh yeah, man. I'm telling you, I like. Look at the cosmetics I have. I have 4 of my slots filled with cosmetics. If I had another cosmetic sword, oh, you bet I'd have it in my hand. The thing is, I have I think it's the Star of Day or whatever it's called, from the clerics of a Minotaur. I have their short sword that you get from turning in their commendations. That's a really good short sword. Also extremely cool looking. I don't know if I want to cosmetic it though. I mean, it's a good sword. Don't get me wrong, it's a great looking sword, but I don't know, man. But I love the cosmetics. I'm wearing cosmetic armor, cosmetic helmet. Because why look like how you're supposed to when you just have a bunch of cosmetics? You know what I'm saying? That, and of course, I have to play 100% champion, you know? Really, at the end of the day, the more points I put in the gnome tree, the more of a champion I become. Champion in my own right, so... Ah, spiders! Some of the biggest things that are definitely going to be scary, anything that ignores concealment or anything that ignores dodge. Ignoring fortification is always scary, but it just becomes more prevalent when I'm losing out on maybe some fortification and some defenses, when I'm focusing so much so on dodge and concealment. These characters, I'm going to try to layer my concealment chances. I have the I believe the Ghostly Cloak, which gives you 10% concealment, like incorporeal concealment. So I'll be wearing that once I hit level 14, and then I have my blur, my permanent. Hobgoblins! Uh-oh, get up! Yeah, balance. Thank you. Any color scale armor, shard of the red dragon. You pick up Rim automatically? I have to click on them. Oh, no. I'm just really fast. So here's the trick. I'm going to show you the trick. This is the absolute trick. So there's a bag here, right? What I want to do, I'm going to walk over it. Bear in mind, this only works if you have the key mapping set to Classic, which is what I use. I use Classic. So here's how you do it. I'm walking over it. I'm going to lift up the keyboard just so you can see the keyboard. Oh, no, I got to move like this. Oh, it's on top. There's a cable on my keyboard. Oh, no. Oh, God. Okay. So, great. Here's the trick. I got my keyboard here. This is hard to lift. Ugh, I can't even show it because the cable doesn't go long enough. Alright, well, I was going to show it off, but essentially what you want to do is when you're walking over it, backspace is the button to select items. So when I'm walking towards the item, with my other hand, I just take it off the mouse, put it on my keyboard, with my pinky I hit backspace, and I hit U with the other finger. So I backspace and U. That way, when I'm running over top of something, I'm just like, oh, an item. I move my hand off my mouse, backspace U, pick it up, boom, good to go, and I picked up the item, and I'm on my way. Don't even have to think about it anymore. I do it so often, it just becomes like second nature. I literally do it so often, it's terrifying. Oh, man. Cool. So yeah, it's good stuff, man. I'm really having fun with the gnome. I'm short. I'm mean. I got giant-ass swords. Yeah! This is what everybody likes. I feel like I'm playing some kind of Final Fantasy game. Yeah, it's true. I don't actually use Q&E that often. In fact, I almost never use Q&E because I'm almost always mouse looking. So it's true that could actually work pretty well. I hadn't actually thought about that. Bam. Give me that XP. I'd love to do the next part, but I kind of want to save it. You know, until we hit a slightly higher level. The Finger Olympics, improve your reaction time. Hey, you want to see Finger Olympics? Let me show you something. Oh, I dropped a fork on the floor. Whoopsie. Cool story. I have this set up. I don't entirely know why. I just kind of do it. Boom. See this? This is not a turbine thing. This is a controller, a PlayStation controller. But I have it mapped up. So then I can then start controlling the game with the controller. And I kind of want to play the game mostly like this, just because it's cool. Because it allows me to control the game with the character by like pressing the buttons. I don't know how good that's going to work though. It kind of works. It's pretty fun. Anytime where I have to type though, I'd like really have to take my hand off, and I don't have a button for push to talk because there's nothing convenient. I can do most things. It doesn't work as a spellcaster though. Oh, don't worry, that's coming. That's coming. It's in the mail. I'm definitely doing that. That's in the mail. Don't you worry about that one. Which quest is good? Oh, hey, this guy's doing Iron Stone. You know what? I'm just gonna jump up into their quest. I want to play with some other people. That's cool. I like playing with other people. Hey, hey, hey. I will show off the Nintendo controller though at some point. That'd be a sick concept. The Nintendo controller build. Now something that's actually really interesting. So the gnome, I have personally described it as incredibly overpowered, and that's before I realized how overpowered it was. Turns out, did you know that gnome has a permanent blur effect? It actually costs 1 action point. I don't even understand how that's possible. It also gets +1 to hit and damage with all these weapons for 1 action point. 1 action point, guys! I thought it was 2! I was wrong! I don't know if that's a bug or not, but it's really, really, really overpowered, because for very little investment you get a lot. So I highly recommend if you're playing the gnome, dip into that tree. Everything's cheap. Everything's cheap, it's ready to go, and it's really good. So that's the key there. You know, because I'm playing in a group with other people, people that are generally competent, I'm going to go ahead and swap back to the controller here. Yeah. Now this makes it a little bit harder to pick up remnants. I'm not too fast with the controller. The movements are also a little bit jerky. Ooh. Yeah. Get tripped. I originally set the controller up so I'd be able to play monk with this. Man, I see my blur going off incredibly high amount, which is very nice. I like seeing the blur and dodge almost all the time. Ooh, potion. Nope, potion. Drink your potion. Drink your potion. Yeah, good boy. Yeah, exactly. It's actually, if you are going to be playing a War Priest, like if you're going to be playing a melee, it's super good to get. But yeah, it's a 20-point core. And their core haste, that doesn't make them hasted all the time, which is kind of disappointing. Captain Cage sends his regards. Loot the treasure. Yeah. I can't loot that powder keg. Whoop. Okay. I don't have a button for my intimidate, which is my F key. It's F key because my intimidate is the F key for obvious reasons. Those obvious reasons, if you're not familiar with, there's a 4-letter word that starts with F, and it kind of gets people pretty intimidated. It gets them pretty angry. You know, it's usually it's good when you combo with other words. Of course, I'm talking about the word flip. You know, you tell somebody that they're flipping out or they're flipping over, oh, they just get really mad. So that's why it's on the F key. F key is for intimidate. Okay. Captain Nate. Cage sends his regards. This is absolutely Helm of Used Magic Device. I like that. Flabbergasted. Yep. It's a 4-letter word. Starts with F. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You want to see some intimidate? Watch this. You want to see some intimidate? Watch this. They're fighting that crowd. I don't need that. I don't need that crowd. Look at my intimidate. I'm +13. Hey, what's up, ogres? I'm intimidating you. I failed. I failed my intimidate check. I got knocked down and I'm being comboed. I'm gonna run away. Man, listen. I just lost 100 health. That was exciting. Alright, I'm gonna move over here. Yeah. I also played a gnome in World of Warcraft. I did it one time. Literally one time. And then I never did it again. Because it was the worst decision in the entire world. For some bizarre reason, the people that made that game decided that your perspective should not be the same as every other character, but because you're shorter, your perspective is that your character's actual center of gravity, or the center of your character model, which was lower. So if an enemy was at the top, or if an ally was at the top of the stairs, and you were at the bottom, and you were playing a healer, you couldn't heal them because of the edge of the staircase. You couldn't see them. Any other character wouldn't have that problem. And that's why I never played it ever again, because it was the worst thing in the entire game. I'd never played something so horrible. Oh, that just drove me insane. My god, man. Get out of here, Hobgoblin Slayer. Some kind of hobo goblin. Why am I picking up powder kegs? I'm too weak for this. Why am I doing this? I always do stuff like this to myself. Also, if you happen to be playing the game and you find some really sick scimitar, I highly recommend you donate it to the Strimstream Needs a Scimitar Fund. you know, our cause is strong. What we want to do is we want to bring scimitars, sorry, not scimitars, short swords. We want to bring short swords to those that really need it, like those little gnomes that get the bonuses with short swords but don't happen to find any because they're a fighter. That's the problem with really building a weapon around a character around a single weapon. Woo! When you build a character around a single weapon, if you don't happen to find a lot of that weapon, it doesn't really work that well. That's why, if you remember, uh-oh. Nope. No. 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 Don't kill me. Oh, God. If you've ever played original Dungeons & Dragons, sorry, not original. If you played 3.5, so not DDO 3.5, but 3.5, there's a big difference in the way they run some of the feats. The biggest ones being your weapon focus feats. So weapon focus in regular 3 and 5, so from the book, focuses on one feat, or from one weapon. So it's not like weapon focus slashing and it works with slashing weapons, but it's actually like weapon focus longsword, or weapon focus something, because your character had been training in that one weapon, so they get that extra +1. The problem is, if you have weapon focus Dwarven War Axe, because you're a dwarf, all of a sudden... Oh no, I'm not going to self-heal with just pots. I have lots of UMD. I'm gonna be spamming heal scrolls. I'm gonna have a lot of UMD when it gets later, but no, it's just, God, you'd have to, if you basically back in the day, not back in the day, but in 3.5, you don't get, it's not like, oh, I can pick like slashing weapons. So because if you decided, well, I'm playing a druid, and druids use scimitars, so I'm gonna take weapon focus scimitar, what ends up happening is scimitars don't drop. Because the Dungeon Master rolls their loot on a table, and it says, oh, short sword. Okay, next adventure. Oh, Dwarven War Axe. Okay, next adventure. Oh, knife and fork. And you're like, ah, god damn it. Where's the loot? Where's the loot, man? And it never shows up. Oh no. This character is healing with potions for now, just because it's really easy to heal with potions. Oh, hey, bugbears. Die, bugbear. I just got on stream. Anyways, being an iconic hero, you choose gnome. What is it forced to take? Yeah, it takes one wizard. Did we light the thing? No, we didn't. But yeah, exactly. But I have 50 healing amplification from. Yeah, it's wizard, by the way. It's the iconic gnome. I didn't grab enough powder kegs. My strength is too low. My strength is too low. But yeah, I was just talking about something. Yeah, use magic device. So because Scartongue is slain, I have to find some more powder kegs. Yeah, because I have 50 healing amplification, I get 20 from the ship. And then I have Past Life Paladin. I have 3 versions of that because this character actually has 3 Paladin lives. I love Paladin. Paladin is probably one of my favorite class in recent memory, just because I love Vanguard so much. If you have not had the opportunity to play Vanguard, go try it. It's so much fun. Oh, it's so cool. It embodies everything I want. Vanguard to me, especially like Fighter Vanguard, in my mind, because you get all the bonuses to DCs, I imagine a situation in which, like, there's probably like 3 hobgoblins or something, right? And this one fighter just walks up to the 3 hobgoblins, and they're all like, oh man, what do you they're all like aggressive, and they're like gonna come to kill this fighter or something. And then the fighter just walks up to the hobgoblins, and then in one hand does the shield slam. It just hits the first hobgoblin in the face, knocks it like 20 feet off screen like it's some kind of anime. Second hobgoblin slices straight down, cuts off both its legs, and like basically trips it straight on the ground. Obviously his legs are cut off, but it trips it. And then with its foot on that hobgoblin's face that's on the ground, steps forward and just stabs the last hobgoblin. That's what I imagine the Vanguard. Vanguard's no tank. Vanguard's not somebody who's going to defend himself with his shield. No, Vanguard's Captain America. Vanguard's going to throw his shield at you and beat you to death with it. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I love Vanguard. Vanguard's like one of my favorite things. If you have not had the opportunity to try Vanguard, Vanguard. Anyway, on an unrelated note, I'll actually respond to your question. So in a way, it's I can't respond to your question. Hold the phone. The phone is and you, please hold. Perfect. All right. In a way, is it possible? It's better probably going Gnome over Drow if you're DC-based Wizard, and since you get the Illusion DC and a passive and the extra int. Kind of. Consider that the Illusion DCs you have to invest in, right? So it's very important. You have to invest to get the extra DCs. So these Illusion DCs, you have to invest in them. So if you do plan on putting points in the Gnome tree, it could be better, but bear in mind that only applies to illusion spells. A lot of the better spells that you might be using as a wizard, talking things like Wail of the Banshee, Finger of Death, Mass Hold Monster, some of the best spells that you can get as a wizard, they're not illusion-based. In fact, most of the spells you get as a wizard are not illusions-based. Some of the best spells you get, like Phantasmal Killer, you actually do get a spell-like ability for, which is really, really good. Getting a death effect on a spell-like ability with a very short cooldown and cost is fantastic, and I really props to the Turbine guys for like putting that one in there. I love that. But with that being said, Illusion's not the best DC to go with. So I would say that Drow is still very competitive. However, Deep Gnomes have other stuff going for it. They get a lot of different cool proficiencies, and they get plus to all their saves with a very, very low investment. So it's pretty good. I am not going to take Stunning Blow, though. I do like Stunning Blow, but why would I stun them when I could just murder them with 2 swords? Like, that's obvious. Starter pack? So at 8:30 Eastern Daylight Time, which is about 50 minutes from now, I'm going to be giving away a starter pack. A starter pack is a pack that allows you to start. That's not true, but I'm not going to... I'm going to Google it just so I can do this. Here you go. This is the starter pack. It's one of the things I'm giving away. So it gives you the Catacombs. It also gives you, I believe, 250 Turbine points to toy around with. And it gives you a Cleric hireling that'll stay with you forever. It'll never go away. So that's fantastic. Let's see what else we got here. Is Gnome... So yeah, it's the same as going Drow. Sort of. If there are some benefits. One, you get to be a Gnome, so it is kind of cool. The Stone Skin spell-like ability is pretty cool. Although, honestly, I feel like going as a... This sounds insane. The Deep Gnome feels like it's way better as a non-wizard. Phantasmal Killer on a rogue with high intelligence would be super good. It gives you basically 2 death effects, a ranged one and a melee one. Stone Skin as almost any melee would be amazing. Way better than if you were just wizard. But almost all the spell-like abilities or things you can get is actually just being a wizard. I don't know about that. Alright, apparently we're doing the depths next. So yeah, if I was to pick, I'd probably, if I was going to go wizard, between Drow and Deep Gnome, I think I would probably pick Warforged. Warforged just give you so much more. They're robots, they're made of metal, they don't like humans and fleshlings. They fight people. They're robots. So I think they're the best ones to go with if you're going to be playing wizard. But you know, that's just like demonstrable fact. So, I mean, sorry, my opinion. I don't want to confuse those things. Is a Gnome Rogue viable? Dude, Gnome Rogue is amazing. Also, can BC, if I didn't say hello yet, hello and welcome to the stream. Yeah, Gnome Rogue is crazy viable. You have to understand, Gnome Rogue gives you a lot. It gives you intelligence for your instant death attacks. It gives you increased damage with all the light weapons, like short swords, which are super, super good right now. It gives you extra dodge chance, and it gives you Color Spray. Color Spray is really good, because Color Spray allows you to blind and daze a target. Blind and daze targets don't have the ability to not get sneak attacked. So that's fantastic. You always sneak attack against blind targets, which is really good. Oh yeah, the extra feats are really good. The thing is, Gnome is good. Gnome is really good, but it's really hard to say that it's better to play a Gnome than a lot of other races, simply because Gnome does probably have the best tree. And I've said this, man. Whoa. I played DDO all day today, and you missed me, man. I was streaming since 11:30. I read over the patch notes. and I went through all that stuff, and then when 12 o'clock hit, and the patch wasn't out yet, and I had to wait, I had to distract my viewers with card games, and then eventually I got to make the gnome. It was fantastic. You should have been there. The Mega Man X runs. So after, for those of you that don't know, my last character was a character I had designed to look and play like Mega Man X from the Mega Man X video games. After I got to level 30, I capped out. I decided to then take that opportunity to transition into defeating Sigma in the Mega Man X games, which I did in Mega Man X 1, 2, and 3. Now, of course, Sigma's still out there, so someday we'll have to go into Mega Man X 4, 5, and 6 and get them. I just need to get a working emulator, and that's a bit more complicated than it seems at this point in time, so I can't actually just do that right away. But I will do that, I promise. I mean, hell, we're still listening to a lot of Mega Man X music. But yeah, those are good. So 1, 2, and 3. Whoa! You work a real job? Hold on, I'm sorry. I don't have a white collar job. I got a blue collar job, so I just happen to work weekends. Yo, man, I get Monday off. It's how it goes. Oh, and I'm gonna share all these quests because they take 10 hours. I'll share them because actually accepting the quest takes almost as long as doing them all. But yeah, the big issue I find with Gnome is really good. Gnome is fantastic. The problem is, the Gnome trees, even if it's so good, I don't know if it's good enough to warrant not putting points in your class enhancements. Because class enhancements are always so good. You know what I'm talking about? Like, when you play Ranger, especially New Ranger, dude, like, New Ranger's so good. Like, why would you put any points in the Gnome tree when you can put points in the Tempest tree, which is amazing, or the Deepwood Stalker tree, which is amazing, or the Arcane Archer tree, which is amazing? All those things are super, super high-powered. They're super strong, super good, just amazing trees. I could not imagine trying to play a Ranger with dumping a lot of points in the racial tree. I don't even think it's worth it for the 20% concealment, because you get so much damage from having, like, 40 points in one tree and 30 points in the other. Do you think DDO will bring back the old penalty system? I don't, and I really hope they don't. As I absolutely loved the way old DDO worked. Old DDO was hard. Old DDO kicked your ass. Old DDO punched you in the face. Old DDO took your lunch money. Old DDO was rude and mean and hurtful. It said so many hurtful things. It was just a hard game, and it's fun. It was fun. I loved it. Spending hours just trying to beat quests on Elite, try to do them on the hardest difficulty, not because you needed the XP, but because it said Elite. And you got yourself and all your level 3 or 4 friends, and you went into a quest, and you tried to beat those elite kobolds, and then they're coming up to you, and they cast blindness, and you're permanently blinded. It has no time limit on it, and you leave the quest, and it doesn't go away, and it's still on you, and you log out of the game, and you log in, and the blindness is still on you. I remember that, and I kind of miss that, because that was the days when the game was hard. But you know what? We don't always need those days. They're fun things to look back on. But the way the game is right now, that I can just pick up and play, I can tell one of my friends, hey, come check out this awesome game, and they get all pumped and excited, that kind of thing is something I prefer a little bit more. So I don't think they'd ever bring it back. I absolutely like the fact that I can just tell somebody, hey, this is a cool game like none you've ever played. Because literally, there's no games like Dungeons & Dragons Online. There just isn't. Oh! I didn't remember that one. There's just no games like this one, right? So if I tell a friend, hey, come check out this really cool game, you've never played anything like it. Like I love the fact that I can get people hyped to play something cool that they've never done. If the game was hard like it used to be, that would never happen. Hey, I appreciate that you see my commitment, Ken BC. I like awesome games. That's all that I like to do. So that's what I do. Deepwood Stalker would want more points in his gnome tree for the extra favorite enemy, though. The more you've got, the better they get. I actually don't think it stacks that way with that specific favorite enemy. So, yeah, old DDO literally took your lunch money. So, yeah, that's the thing. That's why DDO, I'll always come back to it. Even if I take some time and I decide, like, oh, I don't really want to play, I'm like, I'm going to go play another game for like a month or something like that. I can't stay away from DDO. One, because this game, there's a term I like to describe games with, and it's oh my god builds. So some games give you that feeling of oh my god builds. Oh my god builds is just magical. It's that feeling when you get presented with a level of information right in front of your face. And no one tells you what to do with it. They just say, here you go, here's your character class. And here's 3 options. And then after that 3 options, there's a few more options. And after that options, there's a few more options. And you go, and you play, and you starting to look at it, and you go, wait a second. How does this option work? Does this option work with this option? What if I had this option and I equip this item? And then your brain just starts spreading out. And it's almost like this sprawling mess, like this web of ideas starts crafting in your mind. And you just get this feeling of like, oh my god, what if this works like this? And how does this mechanic work? And you start just backtracking over yourself and mentally repeating everything. That's the oh my god builds feeling. That's when you can't contain your entertainment. Like this, that's what I'm talking about. Like that kind of feeling. And DDO is a game that has always done that to me. I have so many builds floating in my head, and I just don't have enough time to play them. So even when I take a break from this game, you know, I'll be driving home from work, and I'll be like, oh yeah, you know, I had some fun, you know, I had fun playing this other game, and that was cool. And then I'll go, oh man, that's this character class from this other game. It feels a lot like the Ranger from DDO. You know, the Ranger was pretty cool. Have they changed the Ranger recently? And I start going over the trees, and whew, it's game over at that point. That's why I can never really walk away. I think my biggest problem with DDO is the fact there's way too many character builds, but I have to work a job in a real life, and I can't just play them all the time. That's the biggest problem with this game. I don't know how Turbine's going to fix that. I mean, it would be great if there was like some kind of like DDO system where I could just take the computer and like run it like an IV into me, so I didn't need to like work and stuff like that, and I didn't need to get food. That would work out. I think that'd be a suitable solution, but I don't know if the technology's there yet, you know? But yeah. Really? Oh, that's cool. That's a point of pride. It's really cool. I frequent the subreddit all the time, and I like looking at the subreddit. It's a very condensed view because you can always see all the posts that are going on and the things that people find interesting. So I look at it all the time, and one of the things I find just like one of the coolest things ever is when somebody else is like posts like, hey, like I need a build guide. I'm a new player. I haven't played it before, and without me saying anything. Without me doing anything, somebody else will post, hey, check out this guide by this guy. I played it, and it was really cool. And then I'm like, oh, the worms, the fuzzies. I just like helping people play the game, so. I'm not a fan. I'm a die-hard super fanatic. I don't think a fan is like an accurate representation. Because saying that I'm a fan would assume that there's, like, I don't know. It's not really a fan, it's more like a worship. You guys don't want to see my shrine to Turbine. Actually, you probably do, but I don't need you guys, like, calling the FBI on me or something like that. I got this! Ooh, I didn't die to the trap. Good. I'm telling you, though, if there's a way I could play DDO all the time and get paid for it, that'd be fantastic. The problem is, even if I did want to turn streaming into some kind of career, which a lot of people have done, it's difficult. Because DDO is not that popular. It doesn't work. Exactly. I'm like a wind turbine, okay? Well, wind turbines don't generate the air, okay? Some people think of like a fan. I'm like the currents, the natural air currents around the planet. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, take this, Undead. I'm gonna go get you. A wind turbine. Actually, I don't know. I'm okay with the UI being the way that it is. I'm actually very okay with the UI being the way that it is. What I would like it is if it was more integratable. So when I say that, if you look at my UI, it doesn't look the same as the base UI. Why can't I attack? Dang it. It doesn't look like the base UI. It's like see-through. It has like this chart so I can see my load, and it's divided. That's not the base UI. That's actually a custom user skin. What I would like is to see accessibility so people could continue to make custom user skins. A lot of the current interface elements can't be accessed with the user face skins. The biggest one being like this tree here. You can't make a custom interface for this. You can't make a custom skin. If you could make custom skins, I would absolutely look into it, and I would try to make my own custom skin to try to like consolidate the information. I think that would be cool. I think the UI and the graphics look fantastic. Obviously, some of the older graphics, like this dungeon, may not have the nicest, shiniest graphics in it, but man, go to Evening Star. A lot of those quests out there look super, super cool. I love the Evening Star quests. They look amazing, and especially a lot of the newer ones. Like, what was it? Is it To Curse the Sky? The one... No. Which one's the one where you're in the sewer with the cube? Creeping Death. Yeah, that one. That quest, those kobolds look amazing. They look so good. I love the way that those kobolds look. So, that stuff. Turbine pun. I don't mind the UI, I wish the old bugs be fixed. This ladder? Nah, man. Ladder bug is just one of those things you have to embrace. You have to embrace ladder bug. I think, honestly, Turbine hasn't been able to fix the ladder bug. One, probably because they can't. But mostly because, oh, God, it's just too good. It's like classic DDO. Ladderbug has literally been in the game since DDO was in beta. They've never fixed the ladderbug. They've never fixed the ladderbug. Uh-oh. No. Yeah, you miss. Yeah. Yeah, take that. Yeah. Yeah, the Stormhorn Mountains look amazing. The only thing is, if you're in the Stormhorn Mountains and you're playing with a lot of people, you get annihilated by griffins. When you walk around a corner and there's like 20 griffins and they just maul you, that's the worst. Whew. I tell you, those griffins are scary. The Stormhorns, it's a dangerous place to be, guys. It's a dangerous place to be. Oh my gosh. Oh no, the Sahagin bug. I mean, it's a pretty good bug, but they did have to patch it. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Yellow Bandit, but honestly, I'm not convinced. You're telling me that you want to reactivate your subscription. It shouldn't be a want. It should be a need. I'm kind of disappointed. I'm surprised you haven't already done it. How can you resist? Look at how big these swords are in comparison to the size of my regular character. Doesn't that just make you so happy? Don't you want to feel like you're Cloud Strife or something with this giant oversized sword? Ooh. Look at that. You know? And look at this run. Oh, doesn't it look adorable? Don't you want that? And look at this face. Look at this face. Plus the gnomes... Oh, you can't see it. Look at this face. It wasn't like a face like that. Also, gnomes have sick new hairstyles. Yeah. You might have thought, is anyone streaming? Yeah, well, I'm glad both you guys, tuned in and got a chance to see some of this stuff. It's still sick. The game's going full steam, I'm telling you. There is some part of me that would love to do some streaming of DDO. I actually have a DDO campaign that I'm kind of... It's hard to say. I have a DDO campaign that I'm currently, I'm going to start running soon. Not a DDO, a Dungeons & Dragons, a 3.5 campaign, soon. Oh yeah, and the facial hair, the mustache is the best thing ever. But, I do have a 3.5 campaign I want to start running soon. The problem is, it's hard to stream, right? Because there are some aspects of the game that aren't entirely entertaining to watch. So we'll see. This dragon mark is the dragon mark of scribing, or the mark of Sithis, of House Sithis. The House Sithis is the house of the gnomes, and man, let me tell you, this dragon mark of scribing does absolutely nothing. I press it and nothing happens. It just goes down to 0. It's currently bugged. It's supposed to cast the shield spell. It currently does nothing. So if you are going to take it, you may want to hold off, although what it does give me is +5 to my use magic device. For a feat, that's kind of worth it. It's way better than that +3, and having that +5 is just too useful. Eee, undead. Come here, Wraith. The DDO streamers not sure who have time slots with pen and paper. Yeah, exactly. Because the thing is, pen and paper it's a lot more difficult to stream than just regular D&D, right? When you're streaming just regular D&D, it's super easy, or just regular DDO. I just jump into a game and start playing with these cool guys here. We got, well, okay, everyone here is a TR, I think. Be happy, yeah, legend. Okay, everyone here's a TR, but whatever. We're just playing the game, we're killing some monsters, we're getting some treasure, and it all feels awesome. I don't really need to coordinate anything. But if you're going to do a pen and paper campaign, absolutely. Sometimes it might last even 4 hours, but even more complex than that, you might have trouble just organizing the people. What if the times, like most of the evening time slots and the good time slots in the DDO stream are pretty much already taken over? So you're talking like a lot of the evenings, anything like that, are kind of pretty full. So if you're looking at time streams, you look at it maybe during the midday, maybe overnight. And now I'm supposed to go get some of my friends and then do some D&D stuff and then film it, and then they have to be okay with me filming it, and then also put that up and do it during a ridiculous time of the night. Now there could be an option to do it during like a pre-recorded broadcast, and I've thought about that. The idea is that you just record the whole thing, and then you do a couple cuts to make it fit a certain time frame, and then, you know, maybe from like, you know, 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. on a certain day, then all of a sudden you just post, you just host the video. But it doesn't feel that authentic. Although authenticity may not matter if you can avoid some of those curse words. I don't know. I feel like the official DDO stream, it would be cool if it had pen and paper. That would be super cool, especially with some... whoa! Ogres! Sorry. Hold on, let me just intimidate these ogres real quick. And then I'll fail my intimidate check, and we're good. I feel like... what's that website? I can't remember what it's called. There's a couple websites that are really good for online D&D. You can use programs like RPG Maker to make sick tile sets, and they have built-in rolling. What is that website? Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. I think it's rollat20.net. That website's fantastic. Yeah, Roll20. That website's super cool. I played 2 3.5 games on that website. Oh my god, I love that. It's so cool. It's all built in. If people don't even happen to have dice, you can roll on there. Although the dice rolling on the website is not quite as good as like actual dice rolling in real life, especially when you get to a high number of dice. Because if you're like, oh, I'm going to cast my 20 or my 15 D6 delayed blast fireball, and then you let the program go at it, it's actually kind of nice when you can do it yourself. Yeah. Fantasy Grounds is also nice. I just like Roll20 because it takes a little bit more work. But like I said, if you just download... oh, God. If you just download yourself some RPG Maker, you can really easily make some tile sets and custom maps. So, but yeah, it's a cool idea. I love the idea. I'm a huge fan of... I don't even need to tell you guys I'm a huge fan. You guys want to see my player's handbook? I hold this up to my camera every single stream. I love this book. Look at this book. It cost me $30 Canadian dollars, not American dollars. That'd be expensive. That was a $30 book. Oh yeah, it's super cool. Being able to adjust everyone's voice. Oh, who died? DDO computer game. Yeah, try to remove the tabletop. It's for the video game. Their outlets. Exactly. I think it would be cool to have... I think it would be really cool to do like a pen and paper game with other people that stream on the DDO stream. I would like to do that. I think that would be cool, but I agree it probably shouldn't be on this channel. Because this is for DDO. But it's not up to me. So I'm just some guy who plays the video game. I'm just some guy who's trying to keep up in kills with these warlocks. So that's what I see myself being. But yeah, that's actually one of the coolest things. Super huge kudos to Turbine. I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about this feature because it's something I'd always been like, oh man, this would be cool, but I never actually like thought like, oh, they'll actually do it. And then all of a sudden, Turbine just comes out in the patch notes, hey guys, there's a volume slider so you can adjust people's volume. And everybody's experienced this. You join a group and there's somebody who you turn your computer up to max volume and you still can't hear them. But now, you just slide that person right up to max. And then boom, you can start hearing them booming through your microphone. Or worse, you join a group and then there's somebody whose microphone is so loud it's crackling and all of a sudden you're permanently deaf. It's just awful. But thanks to Turbine, you can just go whoop and slide that right up and down. It's a super cool thing. Yeah, exactly. That'd be cool. Yo, what's up, Random Rice? Lay your question on me. I try to be knowledgeable and helpful, but again, I'm just some, like, asshole on the internet. Just some kid, you know, some young upstart playing the video game, holding down the buttons. Cloak of Ice. Cloak of Winter Ice Cosmetic Robe. Is that the Blue Phoenix robe? No idea. I've never seen either of those cosmetics. I couldn't tell you. All these items are bad. Next. Scanning over items is one of those things you really just have to, like, practice, you know what I'm saying? So you can be like, oh, focused, concentration, useless. Ooh, oh god. Oh my god, is this Stunt Race FX? Ooh, I haven't played this game. Ooh, Vorpal Short Sword of Slaying. Very cool. Very interesting. I didn't know this. Something I didn't know about Kensei, check this out. You actually get an one-cut action boost. Currently equipped weapons gain Vorpal. That is so cool. I'm actually really excited to play a full Kensei. I know I have no points in the tree, so it sounds like I'm making that up, that I'm actually excited to play Kensei, but I'm really excited to play Kensei. I think this is going to be a very cool build. With 2 weapons, always Vorpaling, I'm pumped. I think it could be very good. Not going to take that, though. You don't need volume sliders, just get better saves so you can resist the deafening blasts. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, man. My fortitude save, it's pretty low. You're right, though. I should have better fortitude save. That's my bad. Oh. Quick sell, repair, buffs, 3-minute break. Cool. I'm gonna go sell, repair, and get my buffs again. I like people that do that. They run groups and then they go, okay, everyone, smoke break. Smoke break time. I like that. Smoke break's a good idea. It's a way for, like, you know, everyone to, you know, maybe go get a glass of water, that kind of thing. Because this game's really good, but I've been playing this game for the past 8 hours, and definitely it's nice to take a break every once in a while. Whoa. What? Fighter 3 Wizard 5? This guy looks super cool. I don't know what this docent is. Have you guys seen this docent before? Oh, I'm gonna tell this guy. You look so cool. I always tell, and look at this shield, it has fists on it! And a giant flaming sword? This guy looks amazing. Yeah, you always gotta take little breaks. That's one of the things I like. People will, like, bash Nintendo for a lot of things, but one of the things they did right with their Nintendo Wii is they built into, like, all their Wii Sports and whatever, the little menus that came up that said, like, make sure to take frequent breaks when playing your video games. Because it actually does help a lot. It keeps you better focused, it makes you better at your games. Like, if you've ever played any kind of competitive game, like either like Counter-Strike or any of those, like, big competitive games, always take breaks, man. Just play a couple games and take a couple breaks. You know, take like a 15, get up, get some water, talk to somebody, because it keeps you focused and you don't get, like, stuck on, like, a mindset. Breaks are good. That's the Blade Marks docent? Oh, jeez. I didn't know that. Sneaking Boots of Sheltering 10. Whoa. That's new. I'm taking that one. Evasive? I'm sorry, you're hitting the dust. Not good enough. Fortitude saves. Insightful Physical Sheltering. Strength. I'm okay with potions for now. Yeah. Yeah. I find a lot of the Sentinels items are kind of lackluster when you first get them, you know? they don't really feel that good, but a lot of the epic versions are amazing. I think it's really cool, and I thought the what was it, the Chimera's Fang, the sword. I thought that item was just so cool to see it when it first came out. It was an item that scaled based on having your dragon mark, the mark of the Sentinel. It's a House D item. I kind of wish there were more items like that, because that just the whole concept just seems amazing. That you have like an item that is based on your dragon mark. It's like a signature weapon of your house or of your heritage. And I thought that was cool because you could actually bring the dragon mark heritage back like into your character, you know? A lot of people write bios, but their bio is like mine. Here's my Twitch link. Here's something. These are my past lives. That's my biography. Like, that's how you know who I am. There are some people out there, like, there's a character on their server, Andorel. Guy's super cool. Really nice guy. He has a bunch of characters, and all his characters have these, like, awesome stories in their bio. And I love stuff like that. And it's one of the ways you can incorporate your character's story and your character's heritage. Like with the dragon marks, you can incorporate that into your character by having an item that, you know, it gets more powerful based on your lineage. I thought that was really cool. And I hope that there's more stuff like that in the future. Now, of course, it's unfortunate that it's with the dragon mark, the Sentinel, which is a little lackluster. It's maybe not the best dragon mark out there, but it is pretty cool. Yeah, it is interesting. If you read any of the books, dragon marks are so important. Like, hold on a sec. Wait, I got an example for this. Let me just move this table, and then reach behind this bookshelf. Oh god, here it is. So I don't have the book here, but I have another book. Is this the first one? Yes. Oh, this is the first one. The third one. Sorry, I couldn't see it in the dark. But yeah, the Legacy of Decan books. This one by Don Bassingwhite. These books are really great. Very heavily focused on the dragon marks. It's a very important part of the book. They're all based in Eberron. Also, the Dreaming Dark saga by... Is it Richard Baker? Keith Baker, that's it. By Keith Baker. That saga as well. Really great trilogy. If you haven't read it, it's fantastic. It's super cool. It's like a Warforged, a human, a gnome, and I can't remember who the last character is. I think it's an elf. Are like on some horrible adventure, and it's just fantastic. It's such a wonderful book. But not only is it a wonderful book, it's really cool because, again, dragon marks are really, really important in that book. Also, the Clash Tars. Clash Tars are really cool. Like, borderline, like, psychic future-telling people. Oh, that's a cool concept. Like, I was sold when I started reading that. So if you do like a lot of the story in this game, if you like, you know, Dragonlance or Forgotten Realms, that kind of thing, pick up an Eberron book. The ones I highly recommend the Dreaming Dark books by Keith Baker. They're really, really good. They're also the only books that actually go to Zendrick. They do go to Stormreach, which is very cool. So it's definitely a cool series. But yeah, I like the fact that there's like a tie-in, you know, to the heritage of your character. It's cool. Now, as much as I say that, I don't know if I'm actually going to be maxing out my dragon mark. It's really hard for me to say I want to max out my dragon mark. The least mark of scribing, I'm not even looking at what I'm doing. The least mark of scribing and the greater mark of scribing are, unfortunately, really slow casting. Like, tremendously slow casting. Like, it's horrible. They cast so slowly. Like, greater mark of scribing takes, like, 2 decades to cast. Now, if you have Quicken, it's really not that bad. You can kind of just pop it off, and then bam, you've got a greater mark of stunning that's going to drop on the ground, stun pretty much everybody that walks into it, because it's a will save, and not too many monsters have the highest will saves. And it's a really high DC because it's based off your intelligence, and I believe your character level, although I actually have no idea. I'm just assuming. But it takes like 10 hours to cast, unless you have Quicken. Oh yeah. A little more than that, actually. Also, come on, grab the ledge. Hashtag bug reporting. Yeah. Want to see something cool? This is Olympics right here. Olympic level gymnastics. Check this out. You go here, right here, and you're like, oh, I'm going to climb up. How do I climb up? First, she's just straight gripping into the wall, and then kaboom, all the way up. What reach. What reach. That's just like 15 and 10. You know what I'm saying? That aside, Those abilities would be really good for me if they cast it a little bit faster. I would be more than willing to take the extend spell, or sorry, not the extend spell, the quicken spell feat, but I have to take a spell casting class to do that. I really don't want to do that. I don't want a multi-class, so. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh no, I do ransack automatically. That's like where my brain goes. Like, I'm one of those people that actually goes into the ship amenity, that's just a room full of boxes, and just smashes it for fun. I don't know if you guys do that, but there's the ship amenity that gives you the box smashing. Which one is it here? This one right here, Bash the Breakables Cargo Bay. If you haven't gone into your ship's Bash the Breakables Cargo Bay, it's a lot of fun. It's just boxes, and then you just smash your way through them. Ah, it's so relaxing. But yeah. No, I'm just having a lot of fun with this. I'm actually very excited. When I get my next level at level 6, I'm going to get a bunch more feats, of course. Something about breaking stuff feels so satisfying. It's very cathartic, I'm telling you. Favorite enemy crates. Yeah, absolutely. I would call it, I don't know, favorite enemy. I don't know. There's too many things that are way too good in this game to like pass up as being like, this is, I'm about to like go on like just start gushing here about how much I love this video game. So there's obvious stuff in the game that are like just goofy little references to other things all over the place. So for example, if you've ever been to the Necropolis, you've been Necro 4, when you have to do the quest, the Fleshmaker's Laboratory, if you read any of the text dialogue, which I know a lot of people don't read quest dialogue because it's that kind of time people just run through the game because they've already read it. I like to read the quest dialogue, especially new quests. I sit there and I just read all the dialogue. I don't care. If groups don't want to wait, that's too bad. The quest dialogue, it's there for me to read it. When you go to the Fleshmaker's Laboratory, you have to go into the laboratory because you have to stop the production of flesh golems that's being made for the abbot. And, of course, you have to stop the scientist who is, or the artificer who's crafting all these flesh golems. The artificer is Mentau. He is Mentau, the Fleshmaker. And I absolutely love that. That's one of my favorite things about this game. Just those little lines that you're just like, oh, it's Mentos. I love Mentos. Oh, that one's so good. I love that. Oh, Mentos. Mentau the Fleshmaker. Like, that's just one of those things that just makes me feel so good. That, and also Barbarians. So if you play as, was it the Ravager? The Ravager's core ability is Fury. When you roll a 1, you get +1 to hit and damage. And that doesn't even matter. I don't think it matters, like, towards the damage at the end of the day. I don't think it's, like, a good ability that makes your character stronger. I think it's just representative of you as a player. It's literally, you just get so angry that you roll a 1, you hit harder next time. I love that concept, the concept of Fury. Every time you miss, you deal more damage. That's just awesome. It's just a goofy and amazing idea. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. My children. Gather round, gather round. We're hitting level 6. Now, level 6 is an important level. Because as a fighter, we get 2 feats this level. Now, the fights we've already taken, as I've been talking to my stream all day about, we've taken dodge. Great feat, it gives you dodge bonus. 3% in fact. We've taken mobility. Great feat, not only does mobility give you increased dex bonus, it gives you dodge bonus. I don't know if I've said this enough. I really like dodge bonus. We've also taken combat expertise. Why? Because armor class could be good maybe sometimes in the future. But more importantly than any of those things, if I scroll down this list, I'm going to find a really, really cool feat here. It's called Spring Attack. Spring Attack lets me keep my base attack bonus at full while moving, which not only is great, it also gives me 2% dodge bonus. You see where I'm going with this, with the dodge bonus, everybody? Because now I'm going to scroll down, and all of a sudden I get a class feat. So I go to the bottom, Whirlwind Attack. With Whirlwind Attack, I now have a 360-degree area of effect attack. Oh baby! Bring me that Whirlwind Attack. So all of a sudden, I'm able to hit targets that are all around me. I don't even have to worry about it. So I'm pretty psyched about that. Getting that 360-degree attack is really, really useful for this character. Now I have to decide, do I want Color Spray? Well, I don't know how quick Color Spray casts. I have 45 mana, so I can cast it 4 times. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to put a point in Color Spray. I'm going to see how it works. I didn't actually get a chance to test Color Spray when I was goofing around on Lamania, and we're going to find out how it works. Can I do it in town? No. Whirlwind Attack is Will Wheaton's favorite? Yeah, man. Whirlwind Attack. And now we got to get Whirlwind Attack out of here. Put this over here. So check this out. All of a sudden, whoosh, 360-degree attack. That's what I'm talking about. And it gets +4 damage. +4 weapon damage. I also need to buy potions. Whenever I see somebody type something like, oh, I need potions, I'm like, oh yeah, I need potions. That's something I need. I need potions. I also kind of want to buy a wand. I don't know what the DCs are on the wand, but if I can get something good like a cure wand, I think that'd be really good. Numbered proficiencies. Numbered proficiencies are super cool. It gives you +2 haggle, +2 use magic device. That's 4. +2 use magic device, and proficiency with light hammers, throwing hammers, and war hammers. Now be aware, the only thing that's good here is to use your magic device. Haggle doesn't matter because it just gives you more gold, and gold doesn't matter. Light hammers are worse than light maces, so even though you get proficiency, it's actually just a strictly worse weapon in 100% of cases because there's almost no rare or special light hammers, but there actually are special light maces, so light hammers are worse than light maces, which is simple, so every character gets it. Throwing hammers aren't shurikens, so they don't matter. And warhammers aren't in the gnome proficiency, like the gnome stat bonus. So it doesn't really do anything. It's not active. It's just a square box for some reason. I don't entirely know. I feel like this is like a placeholder, because this is the I believe this is from Shade Archive. This image. I think it might be a placeholder image that might have made it into the game. I'm not 100% sure. I just feel like it is. Wow, 30% chance to activate Cure Serious Wounds one, huh? Well, I'm going to buy this and save it for later. Cool. No malls? Because it just doesn't work with malls. You don't get malls, man. No malls. No malls. Malls to the walls. Sorry, I had to do that. So right now, with that extra 2% dodge, we're sitting at 10% chance to dodge. That's really good. The problem is my max dex bonus is going to cap out my dodge pretty soon. And I don't really want that. Fortunately, my next thing that I'm going to be putting points into is Nimble Reaction to get that extra +1 max and max dex and max dodge. Ooh, it's going to be good. Thanks for joining in, Nashron. Holy cow, guys! We're actually getting close to the time to do the giveaway. So what I'd like to do, if possible, if you're here... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. If you, and by you I mean all of you people that are here in this wonderful chat room, if you happen to be here, I want to give stuff away. So this is really important. If you're watching the stream and you want to win a prize, because I'm doing it at 8:30 right now, please type something in chat. The prize, we have 2 prizes going out, a starter pack and a Menace of the Underdark expansion pack. If you want to win one of those, you have to type something in chat. So by 8:30, you have to type something in chat. However, if you don't want to win something, if you just don't want to win, you're like, I have those things, please give them to somebody else, don't give them to me, please tell me in chat and I will take you off of the program. I have a program here that calculates it for me. So as I said, if you want prizes, type in chat. If you don't want prizes, tell me that you don't want prizes. And that's it. Because I could do it automatically, but I'm playing a video game, and I'm looking at the other screen. I don't want to pay attention to the too many things are happening at the same time. Hey, look at all those people typing in chat all of a sudden. Ah, you guys. You're like, oh, I'm quiet. I just want to watch the stream and stuff. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait, prizes? Oh, I can win prizes? Free expansion packs. For those of you that are wondering, you can win the wonderful Menace of the Underdark expansion, which gives you an access to 3 entirely separate quest story arcs. The King's Forest, the Drow city of Shindralin and the Demon Web. It also gives you access to the Caught in the Web raid. So that's all sick. Not only that, you also get, I believe, some turbine points. That's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? However, there's also the option to win the starter pack, which I linked earlier, but the starter pack is fantastic. It gives you a couple fantastic and I have said fantastic a lot. That's just because it's so good. It gives you just a little bit of turbine points. Everyone likes a little bit of turbine points, but it also gives you access to the Catacombs adventure pack. Catacombs is fantastic, as I've said before. You can take me off the list. You already got it. No problem. Be aware. You can still... Oh, whirlwind attack! Yeah, kill the guy that was behind me. That's what I'm talking about. Take me off the list. I'm just trying to make sure I catch this because I'm actually not doing this stuff. I got my wife to start playing, so she needs stuff. Take me off into the start pack, and I own the expansion. Alright, thank you, Yellow Bandit. Cesis? That's a good name. I like Cesis. That's a great name. Want in for the starter pack. Do we roll? No, I'm going to do it. It's all automatic. I do it. Chat, chat, chat. There you go. Yeah, baby. Oh, it's in Feather Falls Apothecary. It's next to the teleport place. Yeah, I like that. I'll do the rolling, so don't worry about it. Bear in mind, if you happen to already have the expansion pack, wow, there's 29 people that are going to be rolling today. Whew. It's going to be tough. I wish I had more prizes. I want to give you all free stuff. I really do. But, you know, I'm just one man with a very close to minimum wage blue-collar job. Can't afford all the prizes. So I'm doing what I can. It's for the 10th anniversary, you know. I want to have something that feels special. Also, color spray. Whoa! Yo, these guys got color sprayed. You see that? That was cool. That was cool. Oh my god. Color spray. Take this, bastards. That was cool. But yeah, don't worry. The free stuff is coming soon. So I want to do something. I think this is the coolest game ever. You should too, and hopefully with this stuff you'll be able to see it. Now bear in mind, the starter pack is it's an awesomely cheap prize. Not cheap, but it's an inexpensive way to like get a feeler for the game. Oh, thanks, man. I mean, I know. Once I'm off stream, you guys all like 100, like 200% shit talk me. Don't worry, I know that. But oh yeah, that's so cool. I'm sorry, this color spray is awesome. I wish I had Quick and Spell. That would be amazing. Would you like a present? A present of color? Ooh, getting 3 minutes, getting close to that giveaway. Oh, baby. I love that you guys are so hyped. Trust me, this is one of those games you don't want to miss out on. Like, look at me. I'm having all the fun of right-clicking and moving my hands on the keyboard at the same time. Can I color spray some spiders? Now we have to find out. What are the limits on... Oh, limits on color spray? Color spray! All the spiders are immune. Interesting. I am not actually the only person doing giveaways for DDO, though. I know Shoemaker classically does giveaways for DDO. He's a really cool guy. I know that there are other giveaways that happen, and also I've seen Cordovan, the super cool community manager, who is the guy that's DDO stream, if you ever see him in chat. He pops in, and sometimes he'll just drop in codes, like a boss. He'll just throw down codes being like, yo, making it rain. Yeah, Color Spray looks so cool. I am disappointed it's not a spell you can just get as a Sorcerer Wizard, but man, it looks amazing. Oh, what time is it? Well, we're getting there. Alright. You guys are getting excited. So I guess it is time to give me a starter pack. So we're gonna give away a starter pack. So once I kill this group of monsters, we're gonna give away the starter pack. Because you're getting hyped. I'm hyped. We're all hyped. Holy crap. There's so much hype. This room is just full. It's on fire. Alright? Room is on fire. So let me just load up my document here. I'm gonna start piking. So I hope that's okay with you guys. Open up our document. It's our secret document. If you ever, somehow, if I screw up and it gets on screen and you see the secret document that has all my codes in it, don't steal it. I want to give those away to other people. It's a secret code document. Alright, kiddies. We're going to be rolling. This is for the starter pack. The first gift. Okay? Yeah, the giveaway. Starter pack. Alright. You guys ready? We're going to see who wins. And this is totally not biased. I just have Yellow Bandit and Zirnlal unable to play. So, here we go. Also, I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, 3, 2, 1. It's going to tell me. And the winner is... Whoop! Sayzak. Or Sayak. Sayak? Sayzak? Sayak? Sayak. Congratulations. You won. You have to... I would need you to respond at some point in like the next minute or so I can verify that you're here and that you do want it, and that way I can give it to you. But congratulations to Sayak. You won the starter prize, the starter pack. So it comes with the Catacombs expansion pack, 250 turbine points, so you can buy yourself the Artificers right now that it's actually on sale. Yeah, man. Cool. You are here. Good. I'm going to send you a quick message on Twitch, and the Twitch message is going to contain the super special secret pack. Oh wait, I can do this here. I forgot. Oh, yeah. I forgot. This add-on that I have, it's automated. I just totally forgot about that. Congratulations, you win DDO. Bam. I know I'm piking right now, but I don't have a better way to do this. Cool. So that should load up there. Cool. So congratulations there to Sayak. I'm so glad you got the opportunity to win. Enjoy those turbine points. And as I said, the Artificer is on sale right now. Artificer being an extremely unbelievably great class, because it turns out if you play an Artificer, you can actually make a character that looks and plays like Mega Man X. That's right, Mega Man X. From the Mega Man X video games. I know. I played one, and I'm writing a guide for it right now. I'm going to post on the forums at some point. And I mean, it's pretty mediocre. It'd be way better if I dual-wielded instead of using a rune arm. It would also be way better if I took 2 levels of fighter instead of going 18 Artificer. But you know what? I don't care. I had a lot of fun. And it was great, and I'm writing a guide for it. So you'll be able to play that if you decide to buy the Artificer with your 250 free turbine points. You also get the Catacombs expansion pack. Catacombs expansion pack has a lot of experience in it. One of the best benefits of it is not only does that expansion pack come with some cool quests, which are some fun stuff. So like some cool stuff out of the Catacombs, like neat quests, a lot of monsters, very high amount of XP, especially if you're going to be reincarnating. It's one of those must-have quest chains. It just gives way too much XP. However, it also has some cool items you get at the end of it. The big one I recommend is the Sword of Inquisition. It doesn't seem like a big item, but it's a level 2 longsword that's silver, so it beats your vampire damage reduction, and it's Ghost Touch, so it hits all those pesky wraiths and banshees and ghosts, or specters. So, all those wraiths and specters, you don't have to worry about incorporeality, you just slam their faces down. So, it's a great weapon. It's essential. Anytime I make a character that's a melee, I always just pick one up. I love that. I love that item. So, excuse me. I just realized to pick up the key. So after I get to the door and I put the key on the lock, that's when I'm going to be doing the giveaway for the Menace of the Underdark expansion pack. Whew. Wasted 95 TP on a cat dressing room hat. Don't judge me. Dude, I waste TP all the time. I have 17 character slots. I know what it feels like to throw away your turbine points. And this is when you're like, wait, how many character slots do you have? Yeah, I know, it's bad. Cool. Open the door, and then back to piking time. Here we go. It's time to give away the Menace of the Underdark expansion pack. It's right now! Right now, my baby! So, just so you guys know, the Menace of the Underdark expansion pack, it's super cool. It's, what do you get? Let me just see if I can find it here. I'll just read it off what you get. MOTD expansion pack. I wonder if it's going to come up here. Menace of the Underdark. Is it UD? MOTUD? Menace of the Underdark. Yeah, there we go. So the Menace of the Underdark expansion pack that I'm about to give away to you comes with... You get 3 Forgotten Realms adventure packs. It also comes with Epic Destinies. You also get a Lesser Tome of Learning, which gives you bonus experience points when you complete quests. You get a Greater Experience Elixir, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it's pretty cool. You get some neat stuff. So it's really neat. It unfortunately does not come with the Druid class. It doesn't come with the Druid class because it's expensive to buy the one with the Druid class to give away. So I can't do that one. So we're doing the Menace in the Underdark giveaway. So get ready, guys. Here we go. How do I finish this? How do I get back to my giveaway? Yeah, giveaway. There we go. Last winner. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go. Let's get ready. Ooh. Congratulations to Jemson. Mr. or Mrs. Jemson, please step right up. You've won the opportunity to load yourself a Menace of the Underdark expansion pack, which comes clean with all of the epic destinies that you need to make yourself super epic. Do you want to be a Divine Crusader? Well, now you can. Would you like to be a Legendary Dreadnought and have people dread your legendariness? Well, now you can. Do you like being a Shadow Dancer, dancing in the shadow, and then having no one see you, but then you come up behind them and you strangle them to death and you pull them into some kind of weird shadow portal, and it feels really cool and awesome? Well, now you can. All I need you to do is type something in chat. If you can respond to me and say, hey, man, I just want this item. I really do want a Menace in the Underdark expansion pack. If you can do that for me, then I can give you one. I reward those that just do what I tell them without really thinking about it. So, it's important, you know? It's really, that's how you got to build up, you know, one of your cult followings. You just got to, like, give stuff away so people feel good. And then once they feel good enough, then they start doing what you tell them without asking, without thinking about it. Or maybe I'm just insane. Mad with power, man. Oh, Jemson. Jemson, come on. Buddy. I'm gonna go another couple of minutes. If he doesn't respond, we're gonna redo the giveaway. But I really don't want it to go away, man. I don't want you to miss your chance. Yeah! Jemson's back. There we go. Jemson, congratulations, you won yourself an expansion pack. Good. I'm glad you responded. I was worried. I was worried. No, I'm glad you jumped back. I'm glad you jumped back, you know? Heck, I can't spell anything. Now, for all those of you that were watching and you didn't win anything, now you can just turn off and go do something else. I know that's what it's like. Or you can keep watching. I mean, it's a pretty cool stream. I like to think so. Just takes me a while to type this in because I'm really slow at typing stuff. By the way, if you get a message from me and it just seems like it's not very legit, and you're like, man, this message seems like it's not very legit. I swear to God it's legit. I don't have like an official handler or somebody who types it in for me or anything like that. I do it myself, and sometimes I'm creative with the messages that I send. But congratulations to the people that won the starter pack and expansion packs. May your travels be bright upon you, and blah blah blah, and words and stuff. I didn't get the key. Because yeah, now you have the opportunity. You can play those awesome quest packs, which are super cool, and check it out. You got all these epic destinies you get. You think, oh man, I'm gonna be like a rogue. I'm gonna be like a guy with like a sick bow. I'm gonna run around and set up traps for my enemies. I'm gonna lure them into my traps, get these awesome sneak attacks, and then sometimes when guys get really close, I'll just come up behind them and then stab them in the throat, and then they're gonna die, and I'm gonna be super cool. Well, you know what? Make it even cooler. Why don't you do that while also being a ninja and flipping around with your epic destiny class? Or how about you're a magister, being able to summon monsters to fight for you and distract your enemies so you can come up behind them and do all these special tactics and tricks? Or why not? Just be like, I'm a secret bow guy and I set up my traps, and then when you think you got me and I'm backed into a corner, I'm going to turn into a giant tree monster and smash your face in. That's what you unlock, Jemson. Super cool, epic classes, and I hope you get the opportunity to play with those soon. Oh my god! Alright. Now I'm like out of breath after doing that. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Thief Gnome? Yeah, man. I'm telling you, the Rogue is one of the coolest classes. I really like it. A lot of people like those crossbow pew pew, but I don't know. The idea of sneaking around with like a dagger, snatching out people's throats and their pockets. Okay, you get them both at the same time. It's got to be like a two-handed thing. You reach up, you get the throat and the pocket at the same time. So you take their wallet and their life. Yeah, it's a good system. It's a two-part plan. So I definitely like that as like a play style. Ooh. Where's the lever? There it is. Giant tree monster is particularly fun. Yo man, giant tree monster is the most ridiculous damage I've ever seen. Like, okay, so the druid bug is one of those things that I don't entirely like the druid bug, because druid bug is just, it's like, man, I want to do more damage than these druids, and it is a bug, okay? It is a bug. But the coolest thing about it, though, is, man, when you see these druids just, they're like, oh, pop out of wolf form into tree form, you just watch monsters' health drop. It's so cool to see. I remember the first time I saw it was a cleric. It was a guy who was playing like cleric with a couple levels of fighter and like I think 2 ranger levels. And I was like, oh, it's just some like fighter cleric or something. That's kind of neat. And then I watched him. He's just playing as a cleric and he's primal avatar. And this is when I just started doing epic quests. And I was like, oh man, that's pretty cool. He's primal avatar, but wouldn't you want to be in like legendary dreadnought or something like that? I feel like that would be like really good. Legendary dreadnought would probably be better for your two-handed fighting. And then all of a sudden, he just turns into a giant tree and just starts killing everyone in one hit. That was amazing. It was so cool to watch this guy. And like I'd never seen damage like that before. It was super cool. That tree, if you can get a good tree builds are insane. Why be like a dude when you can turn into like, a 10-foot tall treant? Well, you know that scene when you're watching Lord of the Rings, the 2 towers, and the Ents go and they like just brick Saruman's stupid castle. They just run around and just start smashing everything. That's what you get to be if you play as a primal avatar. It's pretty metal. So yeah, Jemson, have fun with that. This game is all about experimentation and doing whatever you want, really. If you're gonna build a character, I highly recommend make your first character. Just do whatever you think is the coolest. Pick the coolest thing. If you're like, man, barbarian sounds cool, a guy with a giant axe that murders people for the sheer enjoyment of murdering people, man, do it. Just play your first character. Just live in the magic of that cool experience. Because it's not unlike some other games. This game, because it's entirely based on what you choose to do and choose to play as. Your first character, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to pick the wrong feats. You're going to take the wrong abilities. You're going to allocate your ability scores wrong. But what's going to end up happening is, you learn from your mistakes. But in the meantime, while you're learning, play something cool. Play something you really enjoy. Every time you turn on the game, I love blowing my own socks off when I play video games, because of cool ideas I decided to come up with. So. Woo. Was I always this hyper as a child? I didn't have this much coffee when I was a child, so I don't think so. Die, Oran's Altu. Oh, what am I doing? Come back. But if you ever stop talking, you never get old. Yeah, it's 100% true. I totally agree with that. Zero Lal knows exactly what he's talking about. You see those philosophers? So you hear about these guys like Socrates and Descartes and all that stuff. They were like these really like super smart guys, right? And they would get out there and they would sit and they wouldn't do any work all day. They didn't really have jobs. They had lots of money though. And they didn't need jobs. And they were these weirdos. They woke up at weird times. They did weird crap. But you know what's cool about those guys? They're actually they were like eternals. They were ancients. They lived for nearly forever because, just as Zirin said, they never really stopped talking. And that was the trick. They didn't need to get a job or whatever, or work or do anything, because they were eternal. They never stopped talking. Incredible guys. Ah! Henshin is super weak. See, when you say Henshin is super weak, I have to ask, when you say Henshin is super weak, have you put 80 hours into it? This is a motto I like to live by. I can't call something bad unless I put 80 hours into it. Or good, unless I put 80 hours into it. 80 hours is one of those magical amounts of time where you really feel like you've wasted and thrown your time just straight away, so that way you can properly evaluate it, Because you're more critical of that time when you think you've thrown it in the garbage. Because you think, I should have spent this time doing something else, and you become more critical of that time. It gives you a better evaluation of how good something is or is not. That's my mental process on it. That's why I'm playing a gnome fighter as a Kensei using intelligence to damage. Because I think that I won't know how good or bad it is unless I put all the points into it and figure it out. Oh, man. I think I missed some stuff. What are we doing next? Moving on to level 5, quests on Elite. I think I did all the level 4 quests. I don't know. I joined these guys. We did most of them. I think I'm missing a bit of... yeah, I'm missing a couple. I'll come back and do those quests. Oh, yeah. Anyway, how do I get Epic Destinies after you're over level 21 if you didn't have it at level 20? Oh, once you unlock Trilogy, once you unlock it, you have Epic Destinies. If you get it, you just go to your Destiny trainer, the Fate Spinner. You go up to this dude down here, and you're like, "Yo, guy, I would like to manipulate my destiny." And then it opens up the menu, and then you like click one depending on which sphere you're in based on your class, and you just click one and you get it, and then you start unlocking it and leveling it. And this song is way too quiet. But this song is not. This is one of my favorite songs ever. Alrighty. Cool. TA cores. TA? Tempest Avenger? Tiger Angerer? Tiny Angler? Oh yeah, man, I'm Stan. I don't know what TA stands for. Tubular Arsonist? I don't know if I'm going to server first 30 gnome, but I know I am, like, server first best gnome. I already know that. When I was streaming all day today, the title on my stream was Best Gnome NA. It's how I know I'm playing the best gnome. It said it on the stream title, you know? Like, you gotta have, like, cues for yourself so you know what's going on all the time. That's what I try to set myself. You gotta give yourself appropriate hoops to jump through every day. Transmutation Archmage? Transmutation Archmage, that would be, like, bad, but it would be interestingly bad, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, it would be demonstrably horrible, objectively bad, but it would be interesting. Ooh, Deadly 3 and Seeker 3. Cool. Cool. I think I have an armor piece in here. Yeah, Radiant Armor. Max Dex bonus of 12. Really cool. When you get the higher level armor, so you go from leather to skirmish leather, it actually has not only a higher armor class, but higher dex bonus. Look at my mail. What is my mail? What is my mail? Mail on Twitch? Oh, okay. Cool. Thanks, Jemson. So, I hope all of you are still here. We have a bit of a mistake. It turns out the Menace of the Underdark that was claimed by Jemson is actually still up for grabs. That's right, you heard me here. Server first. The Menace of the Underdark expansion pack is back in the business. Because it turns out Jemson already has one, and he didn't realize it. So he's a super cool guy, and instead of giving it to like a friend or someone he knows, he wants to give it back to you guys. So that means, that's right, we're doing another roll. Are you guys ready? I sure am. I'm hyped as shit. Let's do a roll. Congratulations to I Can't Highlight Your Name. Unprofessional Being. By the way, you won. So now you have to type in chat and tell me that you want it. And hopefully you have it. Or you don't have it. So that's right. Oh, for all the people that typed in before, it's on like it's like an hour and a half timer, I think it's set to. So, yeah. It was an hour and a half timer, Mandrill Sims. So there's like 30 people on the list. So, pretty much everybody. So, Unprofessional Being, if you're still here, you got a couple minutes for your chance to win. Nah, man. take my level. Archer point is 4 or 5. 5 can take 5. Okay, cool. But yeah. So unprofessional being, I'll give him another couple of minutes. If he's not here, we'll do the roll again. But yeah, no, it's everybody that was in the last roll is still in this roll. Just so you know, it didn't. Not a single person got knocked off the list. So that's right. So you guys, you can do one of two things. You can either pray that he shows up and he gets a super cool prize, or you can be like that kind of like, no, come on, man, don't be there. You know, the kind of person that's like, you know, tripping him down the stairs. The prize, it was a Menace of the Underdark expansion pack. Something I'm just going to link right here. I'm just going to link to it. Turbine Market. Do I have it? I just find it. Not this one. Hold on. Expansion packs. Let me find it. This. No, I just want to go to the details. No, stop it. This is what's being given away. This is the prize right here. Yeah. I'm still just give me 30 seconds. I have a timer here. All right. We're going to have to do another roll. He didn't pick up the phone. So unfortunately, I'm sorry, but we're doing another roll, all you guys. Oh, you already have it? So would you like to bow out of the roll, Pytar the Fearless? Because you do have the option, if you already have it, you could keep it and give it to like a friend and be like, yo, friend, come play this game with me, friend, and then we'll play the game, man. Oh, entertain us with gnome dancing? So there's still a chance. That is correct. All right, here we go. We're rolling again, you guys. We're rolling again. 3, 5, 41. Hike! Here we go. Congratulations to Chimerical Jim. You won. That is correct. You have your chance right now to win. If you want to win, please respond. If you're like, damn, I forgot to bow out, I don't know what to tell you. I don't have the pre-release one. Damn it! Oh my god! You're supposed to tell me you don't want it so I can take you out of the roll. Well, I'm just. Okay. Well, I have to do another roll now. And this is that an option? Yeah. Alright. So, I have to do it again. Alright. Oh, you're out too? Okay, good. I'm just like looking at them, like trying to make sure all the people are out, because I have like enough people out. Alright. Alright. We're going again. We're going again, alright? I think I have all this enough people out. Okay, cool. Alright, let's try again. 3, 2, 1, kaboom. I can't highlight this. Congratulations to Meatvez. Matevez. Miatvez? Would you like it? If you like the prize, please tell me. If you don't tell me you want the prize, I'm gonna start crying, guys. I just want to give something away. I want to give back to the community. I want to make Stormreach great again. That's all I want to do. Cool. Attention building? Yeah, I have a tool for it. I don't just like randomly pick somebody, because I wouldn't be random, because I would be like you know what I mean? It wouldn't be random. So I have to go here. I'm not doing any quests, so it's fine. Do I send a message? New message. Okay. I'm gonna listen to this song. I really don't want to listen to this song. Sorry, I like changing the song really fast. Cool. And this is so hard. Gotta type stuff. So thank you guys for participating in the super awesome, super happy, mega super happy giveaway. I appreciate all of your love and support and the fact that you're enjoying getting all these super cool prizes. Although, if you do message me back and are like, actually, I don't want it because you want to like give it away, because you're like, oh, I just wanted to build tension, I will be simultaneously extremely excited and really disappointed all at the same time. Oh, that backwards, that behind my back one shot. I like that. Oh man, cool. So to summarize, I really like color spray. I'm gonna be using that a lot from now on. Man, that was fun. That was fun, guys. I like that. It was definitely a high tension situation. Didn't know who was gonna win. Didn't know who was gonna lose. I was, oh no! Yeah, take that, Hobgoblin Guard. You're blind and paralyzed. It lasts a pretty long time though. It's kind of nice. Yeah, here's the thing. I'm just happy. I just want somebody to win a prize. That's why I give them away, right? Like I can't do anything with it. I have the Menace of the Underdark. I have all the expansion packs, and I'm a VIP. I have everything. I have everything a young man could want. That's not true. I don't have like a box of Oreos. I could use one of those. But, wait, where'd those guys go? I've never gone up there before. Neato. Oh. Unlimited power! That's cool. I really like the fact that Whirlwind Attack hits, like, all these different targets. Yeah, 115 damage? That's sick. I love the area of effect of Whirlwind Attack. This is a cool ability. Who says that? That reminds me of, what was it? Imperator Margok? That's what he says. Is it that? Or is it like untapped power? I don't remember what he says. Is that unlimited power or like untapped power? Whoop! Bam! Get paralyzed, everybody! No, I got held personed! No, I rolled a 2! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ogres, please. No. Thank you. Like, I'm glad I got that color spray off. Dude, Fuddruckers makes an Oreo milkshake. Well, I mean, a lot of places make Oreo milkshakes, man. Remembering the Empress of Star Wars. Does he say unlimited power? I don't remember. Anniversary challenge. They have humans in dragon form and people people from the intro movie. Wait, really? No way! Oh, we have Cadbury cream eggs, McFlurries, and at McDonald's right now here in Canada. And Canada's not that far away. We have Cadbury cream egg McFlurries right now. Canada's like pretty close to the border. Oh, Hobgoblin. I don't know how to do that. So I'm telling you, Canada, it's a good place to go. We got delicious foods. See, that's really what you gotta do is you gotta be a Canadian, you know? I'm telling you. A lot of the best things in life are Canadian. Me, McFlurries with Cadbury cream eggs in them. Cadbury cream eggs. I say Cadbury cream eggs, but I'm not really a big fan. This sorcerer is level 6 and has 1200 mana. I'm disgusted and amazed at the same time. I don't even understand. Oh, the Iron Stone. But even still, I don't even understand. Hey. Dude, of course it's cold. It's ice cream. Why would you think the McFlurry's not cold? Like, what? You're like, I want a McFlurry, but then it's cold? I don't understand the problem. Like, did you want something else? Did you want like a hot soup? Like a McSoup or something? I don't even understand. That's just weird. Yeah, what about Canada? Yeah, we have them here in Canada. Like I said, it's kind of cold here. Depends on where you are. Here, I will lead you. Follow the magic gnome. Can I tumble the whole way there? But in Minnesota, it's going to be 50 next Monday. You know what? I'll tell you something. I don't know Fahrenheit to Celsius conversions because I only do Celsius because I'm a Canadian, and I don't. Well, I'm also like the rest of the world, and I use the metric system. But I don't know Celsius to Fahrenheit conversion. All I know is it's going to be a snowstorm tomorrow. So, I mean, snowstorms are kind of sucky, but whatever. It doesn't really affect my job that much. Well, it makes it easier, so. Damn. That's right. I could just Google it, but I'm not going to. I'll Google it. Fine. Degree, was it Celsius to Fahrenheit? Google does it for me, even better. So if it is 50 Fahrenheit, it's 10 Celsius. There you go. I got Google for me. It's supposed to be pretty warm tomorrow, I think. What temperature is it supposed to be? Weather. Tomorrow, it's supposed to be -9. So it's supposed to be 15.8 tomorrow. In American. In American degrees, it's 15.8. It's not that bad. Boots of Acid Guard. That's 4% melee attack speed. That's okay. It's not really the great option. Oh, what time is it? It's 9 o'clock. Cool. But yeah, it's not that cold in Canada. It depends on where you go. Let me tell you, there's some places in Canada quite warm. My brother, he lives out in Alberta, and he's telling me that it's pretty warm out there. It's pretty warm out there. You know, he basically laughs at me because I get snowstormed constantly in my city, and he doesn't. I live in a very, very cold place. Let's just say that. I live in a very, very cold place. During the wintertime, it can get extremely cold. We actually had like record cold temperatures a little while ago. What was it? We were it was like -32 before the wind chill. What's -32 in Fahrenheit? -32. So yeah, it was -25 here before the wind chill. So that was pretty cold. That was like a week ago. So it does get pretty cold over here. I do not live in Nunavut, because if I lived in Nunavut, I would not be able to stream. Are you kidding? The ping would be awful. I would never be able to play this game. Alright, apparently we're waiting for people to finish the quest and pick up their loot because they were dead, so we're just going to dance to some sick music while we wait. The dancing is sort of with the music. But yeah, it does get kind of cold here, up in the frosty cold north. Yeah. Oh, I can use this time to vendor, actually. It's a good idea. A vendor, and I can also check the auction house. It's a good idea to check the auction house every once in a while. Just look for interesting items, something that fills up any slots that you may think you'd be lacking in. Like, I don't know. I got, what do I got? Like, 11 life? If anything? Nothing special? What do we got here? Devotion, blech. Glaciated items, blech. Blech. Look at these items. I'm just blech at all of them. Got my potions of bull strength, so I don't run out of strength, so I can carry all my treasure back to my treasure base. I don't listen to the song right now. Yeah, let's listen to the song. By the way, if you guys happen to have any song requests, I can't play them, so don't ask. I don't know why I said that. It sounded very harsh. I'm sorry. I should have just said nothing. Nothing. I want potions. So I'm going to pick up some potions. Get ready. I like this color spray thing. Again, if it was quickened, I feel like it would be a lot stronger. I just can't get it quickened. Unless there's a way to get the quickened feat as a fighter without multi-classing. I don't know why that would be a good idea, but it would be an idea. I was under the impression that if you had magical training, you could take Quicken. Yeah, play Freebird. I was under the impression that if you had magical training, you could, but I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I just had to let you guys know. Does that not make sense? Okay, so... Oh, wait a second. Quicken spell. Quicken. Q. Quicken. Quick. Power attack. Where is it? Where's Quicken? Where's the meta magic feats? They're not on the list. What? They're not even on the list. Oh, that sucks. Okay. So I just can't get Quicken spell unless I multi-class. That kind of sucks. Oh, this is only while wearing heavy armor. Oh, these feats don't work while you're not wearing heavy armor. Ooh. Heavy armor champion doesn't work when you're not wearing heavy armor. I mean, I should know that. But I didn't know that. Really? I thought it was armor champion. I didn't realize it was heavy armor. Oopsie. So apparently my build is not as good as I thought it was, because all those feats I'm not going to be taking. Oops. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. I'm just gonna drink my water and be quiet. Oh, we're doing House K quests? Cool. Lair summoning. I'm gonna go grab myself some quests. Wow. I did not even know that. Cool. So apparently you need heavy armor. I don't use heavy armor. This is problematic. What do I do? Guys, what do I do? How do I make this build better? I don't use heavy armor. So I can't take all those feats. So I was planning on taking those feats at 15, 16, and 18. But apparently I've got 3 extra feat slots. What kind of feats should I take on this character? I'm a dual-wielding character. Bear in mind I have improved crit, weapon focus, greater weapon focus, and then weapon spec and greater weapon spec, and all the 2 weapon fighting feats. I have those all rolled into it. Oh, I just need to find light heavy armor. See, now you're thinking. I like that. Light heavy armor. That's good. I just need some light heavy armor. It's just so smart. It's just too good. Light heavy armor. Why didn't I think about that? Like heavy armor, but it's just not that heavy. You mean like some of that mithril? Those mithril plates? I remember back in the day when mithril used to be like the coolest thing ever. When you're like, yeah guys, I got mithril plate on, so it counts as medium armor and has a higher max dex bonus, so you get more armor. I remember that. My dodge is 12%? That seems too high. Apparently I need to increase my max dodge. What's my dodge when I take my armor off? Oh, it's still 12%. Cool. Cool. Can you ride a Warforge? Would that count as heavy armor? I mean, it's a similar concept. Depends on whether the Warforged actually is made of heavy armor. If it's one of them composite-plated Warforged and one of them Druid Warforged, it's not quite the same. Druid Warforged, they're just weird. I don't really like them. You know, them communion with nature, trees, all that kind of crap. You know what I'm saying? Take this! Color spray! Precision is sorting the list. I don't think Sap is good at all. Stunning Blow? Whoa, that could be interesting. Stunning Blow could be pretty good. I like the idea of Stunning Blow. Stunning Blow, Sap, Precision, Tactical Training. I think I could take Stunning Blow, and then I could take Stunning Blow, Improved Trip, and then the Tactical Mastery and the Tactical Champion. Take that. Why didn't it work? Why didn't it work? That's weird. Didn't work. Yeah, man. Darn tree huggers, dude. Hey, thanks for watching, Meatvies. I'm glad you got your prize, and I hope you'll be able to enjoy it as much as I do. I love Epic Destinies. It's one of those cool things that make the Epic levels really worth playing. I feel like without Epic Destinies, it just wouldn't be quite as exciting. I like swapping out, trying to find the best combination, constantly changing up my abilities as I level up. It's just a cool system. I love Epic Destinies. And all the abilities are super sick. The only thing that I think is lacking from Epic Destinies that they have to add, man, there's no Angel Wings. There's no Angel Wings. They have to fix that. You know, you can go into Angel form, and you get like you can go into Angel form, but you don't get Angel Wings. I want those. You know the wings you get when you use like Leap of Faith? I want an ability to have those all the time. I want that. That'd be cool. Am I gonna die here? YOLO! Take this, gargoyles! Yeah, color spray. Now they're both blind. So that wouldn't be that bad. I do like the idea of taking Stunning Blow and maybe some of the tactical feats. Maybe with like improved trip and stuff. Yeah, take that. The others already stepped in. That's true, I did step into the quest. I don't like to think of myself as like a very, very heavy Zerger. But, I don't know. I do like to just do some quests, you know what I'm saying? Also, what am I doing? I should be controllering this. There we go. Oh, I have no way to swap weapon when I do this. I have to like click it. That's not that convenient. Yeah, it'd be cool. I really want there to be more cosmetic options, and I mean cosmetic options that you like have to buy from the store, you know what I'm saying? Like, see this Winterwolf? I don't know how much money I would pay, but a lot. I would pay a lot. I would buy this if this was an option for Winterwolf to have the little light up nose and the antler ears. I would 100% buy that for 2,000 turbine points. If that was a cosmetic for Winterwolf. 100%. 2,000 turbine points. Even if it was like 20 bucks. Even if it was like 20 bucks. Dude, even if it was like 20 bucks. I would totally do that. But unfortunately that's not really an option. Yeah, when I played, I did play Protoss. You got me. I am actually a Protoss player. What do we got here? Get some music going. This is what we need. Something jamming, you know? Something grooving to get you going. Here we go. But yeah, I am a filthy Protosser. I don't really play StarCraft though, so it's not my style of game. You know what I'm saying? Don't enter the center where the chest is at. Oh, they're doing the traps over there. Exactly, you know? I don't rush. I'm more of a hands-off kind of guy, you know what I'm saying? I just kind of let things take care of themselves. I don't really... You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Ugh. Yeah, so far the gnomes are a pretty good riot. I like these. I like the way the tree is set up. There's a lot of really cool, really unique abilities in here. I'm really hyped about this gnomish weapon training, dudes. This is cool. Titan, how's it going? Are you enjoying the gnomes? Have you had your fill yet? Oh, because I have not. I really, really, really want to get the gnomish weapon training. Oh, are we here? Cool. The gnomes are just too good right now, especially color spray. Just look at this spell, man. That's such a cool looking spell. Why aren't you making a gnome? Look at this! Look at this! Look what I can do! Oh, look at that! I'm a fighter! I'm a fighter! Look at this! Can fighters do this if you're not playing a gnome? I don't think so. I don't have the Mega Man helmet because I'm not playing Mega Man X. The Mega Man X build is over. It's finished. Although the music is still here. We're still listening to Boomer Quanger combined with, what? Spark Mandrill? So it's a good song, but, yeah, I only had the helmet when I was actually playing the Mega Man X build, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, fighters casting color spray, that's what I'm talking about. Boom! Color spray, whirlwind attack. I got all the unnecessary abilities. Oh shit. Oh, ooh, gargoyles. Jargoyles. Get him. I used up all my mana. I can't cast color spray right now. Yeah, man, it's really cool. I think it's awesome. I love the gnomes. Give me the opportunity to cast color spray. It allows me to get the blur effect, so blur is fantastic. What am I being given? A taken cookie? Ooh. Thank you. What is this gonna do? I'm just gonna eat this. Ugh! Whoa! Oh my god! Check it out! Look! Oh my god! What is this? Oh! Oops! I didn't know that would dispel it. I didn't realize using an ability took it off. I'm gonna eat the cookie again. Oh! Look at my face! Look at my wonderful... It's somewhere in here. This one, yeah. Look at my wonderful face. Rawr, rawr. See, this is why it would be sick if they had extra playable races. This animation looks actually pretty fluid. It doesn't look like I'm sliding along the ground very much. I like this. Oh. It's like, yeah, look at the jump! Look at the jump! Yeah! Yeah! Hee hee hee! This is sick. I love this walking animation. I feel like I'm Donkey Kong walking around with this like extra big arm just pushing me. I'd help here, but I can't because if I help, you know, I get taken out. Ooh, that hurt. Eee, I'm gonna hide behind here. Oh no. Oh. 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 Can't see. Cannot see. Lack of seeing. Oh. Oh my god. Oh. The sideways animation doesn't really work so good. This one doesn't work. This does not look like I'm actually walking. And the back one doesn't look that good. Especially when you're walking backwards. This animation does not look so good right here with the feet. But forward, the forward feels really good. Oh, look at this. Go team, get that elemental. He only has 700 or 500 health. Get him. Get him. Yeah. Yeah! Oh, he's jumping! Oh! I like how I have the extra mouth there and the eyeball. I like that the eyeball just moves. Oh, where are you? Where is the eyeball? Isn't that lovely? Profile picture, I'm telling you. This should be my new Facebook profile picture. Yeah. Now, is this gonna last when I leave? Is it gonna last when I leave? Or am I gonna be back to... Oh, back to my old self. Oh. Oh well, I still have this goofy walk. I love this run. Just like, oh, I can catch up, guys! Wait, I got the swords! I'm coming, I'm coming! Of course, gnomes, well, dual wielders have the coolest thunder animation ever. They just like this double slash. I think that's so cool. I love the double slash. I mean, trip is still whatever. You just kind of like sweep your foot. But, oh baby, this. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, so you got one of these. What is my tumble right now, anyway? Should be decent. Yeah, 11.5. I kind of want some more use magic device. I'm not sure what's the best way to go about that, getting that is. Yo, what's up, Titan? Oh, I know that. I'm not saying like it's a I don't play dual wielding characters, and I haven't dual wielded in like a very long time. So I'm just not used to seeing the dual wielded thunder animation. The slice. That's what I meant. I do like that almost nothing seems to make this thunder save, even though it's a DC 13. Yeah, I do like this. No, negative levels! Oh man. Is that true? I think you just won't attack. I don't have a scroll to test that with, but I've never done that, so couldn't tell you if that's true or not. I do like that Telemus' swords have this like drag to it. That's pretty cool. Can I search these? Search? No, I can't search it. Even if you're not a monk? Well, you don't need a monk to do a backflip. You can backflip all the time. Wait, don't we have a rogue? I'm confused. There's just Strimstream to tell me what I can trash and what I can keep. I'm about to get into the DDO Hoarder's Hall of Fame. Well, I don't know. I do a decent job of trying to go through, well, at least I personally think I do when I'm going through my gear to try to figure out which items are kind of good or not. It's kind of hard though. It is definitely one of the things you really need practice to do, to figure out like which are the good items, which are the not quite so as decent or amazing items. Which are the ones that you can just kind of like dump, you know? Not really, man. We got some really cool people in this party. But yeah, it definitely is like, especially if you're trying to figure out like what items you want to keep and what ones you don't. It's very difficult. I try to think of it as like, I try to break up my characters into like segmented pieces. You know, what are the main stats of my character? What are the main things I'm always trying to focus on? So for example, with this character, well, what stats do I want to keep? Well, I'm focusing on dodge. So if it has dodge on it, I probably want it. If it gives me like, you know, any of the base stats, like the main stats, that's always going to add some kind of benefit to my character, so I want that. I kind of want a sheltering item, I want some armor, and I want weapons that complement my damage. So I don't want anything that gives me spell power because I don't have spells. And then bam, those are all the items I want. If I get an item that doesn't have those things, instant garbage. It's all about, you got to think about like, how does your character win a fight? And then you pretty much incorporate that into your own personal loot table of what you keep, you know, what you dumpster. 100,000 XP stone. Where are they giving this out? I'd love 100,000 XP. That'd be pretty sick. I could totally go for 100,000 XP right now. I have not heard anything about a 100,000 experience stone. Although, admittedly, I haven't really been browsing the forums or looking at most other things. I've been kind of just playing the game all day, trying to level up. I really like these the gnomes. They're really cool. I mean, maybe after like a couple lives, the novelty will have worn off. But the whoa, Shade of Despair. Hello. But I'm just telling you, like, oh, it just feels good. It's just cool to have like a fresh new animation, seeing a new different like height on your characters. You know, it's just cool, man. I'm a huge fan of cool stuff. Anytime where I can play something that's like just new and it feels fresh and exciting, that's my jam. I love cool stuff. Oh, we're almost done. Come on, Soulless One. I do wish I had some kind of incorporeal. I need to get an item that has Ghost Touch. There aren't a lot of short swords that have Ghost Touch. The thing is, you know, I mean, you could say Galanda's full of gimps and noobs, but couldn't you also say that it's you know, that's like, you know what I mean, right? Couldn't like all you know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you don't craft, I suggest, well, okay, it's hard. Like, I have a lot of essences. Like, I have thousands of essences. But, yeah. Be on the BD item list, but it's not yet. Oh, yeah. You just gotta wait for it. If it's on the item list, I would not take 100,000 XP. I'd rather take one of the legendary raid items. Yeah, if you don't craft but you have any essences, some people do buy them, but I don't know. I don't personally buy my essences. It's pretty easy just to have as much, like, all the numbers that you need, all the essences, by just playing the game. So, like, yeah, I'm collecting my essences again, but I just kind of dump them in my crafting bank, which is kind of it's just an awesome tool for you to be able to store them. And man, the crafting bank, like, having a few thousand essences, you can make some cool items. Some people don't do crafting, but I'm still using the items I started with that I made, like, right when I made this character. Something like this, my acid short sword of bleeding. It's an acid short sword, so it does a D8 bleeding and a D8 acid, but it's for level 1, so I've been using them since then. Same thing with my light maces. I have these light maces that do Holy of Undead Bane, so they're perfect for deliriers, anything where I have to deal with skeletons. And they're for level 2s. So I like it because it just gives me an extra option. So I like doing the crafting a lot. But I understand that if that's not your thing, because it is very, very time consuming. Actually getting up your crafting, it takes a long time to like figure out, and like trying to level it up. But once you have it leveled up, there's a lot of really cool websites out there. Ooh, strength 5 and an augment slot. That's so cool. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. There's a lot of cool websites out there. There's a couple of crafting calculators that are really, really useful. A lot of people know that Galanda is pronounced Galandas because the A has a pronounced but invisible S. Galandas? Sound loot bug? Yeah, there's a sound loot bug. But I'm not really worried about that. The sound loot bug is one of those things that I noticed when I was playing on Lamania, but I thought it was just going to stay on Lamania. I'm not entirely sure where it comes from, but it was on Lamania too. Here we go. Do some 3-barrel cove, probably like a quest or two, but just to finish off here for the night. You know, don't want to take up everybody's time. It's also been several hours, so. Oh no, we're losing Telemachus. Telemachus? Telemachus? I don't know how to pronounce his name. And there we go. Yeah. So the gnome's pretty good. This is part of the evening where it just kind of like starts to wind down, you know. It's like we've been high energy, we've been pumped up. Some might describe it as a crack or heroin-induced stupor. But the best part about things like that is you don't really remember at the end of it, so you just kind of like forget about it. Anyway, it's been good tonight, you guys. I'm glad a lot of people are taking the time to like give the game a shot and to try it out. The all the new loot and all the new cool items have been really good over the last couple of patches to like really revitalize the game and make it, even for older players, people like me that have played the game a lot, to make it feel fresh every time you loot a chest, because there's always these cool new items that you didn't even know could be possible. And it's still happening. I love seeing these guys that have ridiculous stats because they've got like 10 million lives on all their characters, but they still like just crush it, man, when it comes to like, or like, you know, they crush it. But when they find some of these cool new items, I talked about this I think on my own stream, but I was playing with some guys, and one of them, I think we were doing Giant Hold or something else. No, it was Wizard King. We did Wizard King, and one of them pulled a level 25 item, and it was a Feather Falling Cloak. So nobody looks at the Feather Falling Cloak, but when you get a closer look at the Feather Falling Cloak, it turns out that the Feather Falling Cloak actually was Intelligence 12, Insightful Intelligence 5 for level 25. So it was an Intelligence 16 cloak for level 25 that also gave Feather Falling. That's fantastic. That was one of those like impossibly rare items. It's almost magical how rare that item is. Super cool, and I just love seeing stuff like that drop. Sometimes you just all of a sudden, boom, you just get these really rare items that just surprise you. I have a couple items like that. I have a level 19 ring that gives 40 health and or like 40 false life health and 12 constitution for level 19s. Really cool drop. I was very happy with that one. And it's basically one of those things, people are going to start, you know, saving up these super cool items. Maybe you'll see them pop up in the auction house. But it's nice that there's always more items, you know? There's always more items. I like that when there's more options. It's not just, oh, okay, I'm going to get this named item from this quest and this named item from this quest. It's like, no. Sometimes you're just going to pick up some loot gen, especially when you reincarnate a lot. Of course, being at like the end game, if you're level 30, oh man, just stick with all those named items. Those named items are so good. Getting like full sets and like the new armors from out of Tempest Spine. Oh my god, all that stuff. Like, so many super good items. But I'm telling you, leveling up and reincarnating, oh, it's fun to have all sorts of different stuff. Loaded Con 14 ring with Insightful Con 8 and False Life 50? No way! Insightful False Life? Are you serious? Holy crap, that's a 22 con item. Dude, that's insane. I've never seen that. That's the most ridiculous item I've ever seen. Talk about full life. Wow. Oh, okay. Even still, Insightful 6. That's still a lot. That's 20 constitution and 50 life. Wow. That's a ridiculous item, dude. I can tell you something. I don't have any items like that. I got something, but it adds that spice. You know what I'm saying? It adds that spice. I got some spice. I'm a halfling. Well, I'm a gnome. Not quite a halfling. A little bit taller. A little bit fancier. Just, you know. I wonder what's going on. Oh, hey, Dirty Laundry is still going. I don't know. Let's do a couple quests with these guys. I'm not sure where they are, but I'll share all the quests, so that way everyone will have them. Fire Caves, Girl's Tomb, Ghost of a Chance, Guard Duty, To Toad Tobias, Prove Your Worth, Scoundrel's Run. Cool. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. What is this? It's always something that's also really easy. If you're like the first one, I usually like just share the quest whenever I can. One, it helps newer players. If you share a quest with them, they may not know exactly where the quest giver is, but if they don't know where the quest is already, once you share it, it'll just put a little thing on their map that'll tell them where they're supposed to go. And that's pretty helpful. It's just nice to have like an extra place to go. Yeah, boys. Yeah, well, that's good. It's good. Yeah, Chrysanthemum just kind of picking up all the quests. I think Chrysanthemum doesn't know all of these quests too well, so I don't mind, like, you know, helping out. Um, you know what I just realized? I haven't got any of my favor rewards. So I have a lot of coin load reputation. I should go get myself an extra backpack. Although now that I think about it, if I get an extra backpack, I'm definitely going to be hitting this load cap. Oh, jeez. Extra favor though, that's kind of nice. And the free agent reputation. A lot of these favors aren't really that good anymore. You know, like your House Fjarlin. I mean, the Fjarlin Pen at a time is okay, but if you already have the ship buff, it doesn't really stack. Yeah, this one's the first one here. Cool.
You are awoken suddenly by a large crash and the sound of slithering wood.
This one's pretty easy. We just gotta, like, fight some dudes. And then protect some dudes from some other dudes. Most quests are like that. Go fight some dudes, protect some dudes from some other dudes. You know, it's all about dude control. As long as you're on top of it, you don't let there be too many dudes taking down your dudes. As the old saying goes, I'm in your base killing your dudes.
A sudden crash sounds loudly in the adjoining room.
No problem. The trick is you come through these doors and you find the key, which is just in this back room here. Crushed with the deckhand, may he rest in peace. You wheel yourself around and it pulls you open to this locked door so you can get to the above deck. Builds the tension as you don't entirely know what's going on, and then when you click the button through the locked door onto the above deck, you see that there's a pirate ship that has its gangplank down. And then essentially we just kill all the pirates. Oh jeez, I didn't realize that cannon was there. Oopsie. No. Bad bodyguards. Bad deckhands. Get out of here, hobgoblins. Hobo goblin. Hooba goblin! I guess it actually is just hobgoblin. So we can't let the pirates die, but it's pretty easy. You just gotta kill all of the enemy pirates. And then the monsters spawn in waves. So they spawn at this door right here. And then after spawning at this door, they then spawn at the two doors on the side decks on the other side of this ship. Oh, I just realized I can color spray these guys. And then they also spawn, so after they spawn there, they then spawn on this side of the ship at this door. And they spawn on this side of the ship at this door. Yeah. And that way you can kind of just keep cycling back and forth. Oh no, come back. The deckhand made it all the way over here because I can't body block it for some reason. No, I'm just trying to body block. Come back. No, I wanted like Secret Service. The pirates are the president, and I am the Secret Service. I will take that bullet for you, Mr. President. I know I said I was like the president before, but in this case and scenario, I am like the Secret Service. My job is to just get out there and do some body blocking. Cool, we got it. We're split up. Yeah. The pirates never attack the other side of the boat. They only spawn at these two doors. So as long as you're camping the doors, you're always going to be on top of the pirates. The pirates never spawn on that boat, so as long as you're just moving from this side of the boat back over to this side of the boat, you'll always catch every pirate that comes out. Bam! Everybody is paralyzed. Because I'm like a tiny little gnome. I don't know where my team is. The pirates, pretty much, they don't take any damage. Because as long as you're killing the monsters, they don't have to worry about it. It's kind of nice. It's one of those situations where a good offense is the best defense. Because if everybody's dead, who cares if they're going to try to kill your dudes? They're already dead. Then once they're dead, you come back over here, you kill these, and then you walk back over to this door. It's a simple cycle. It's not too hard of a quest. It's also not that long either. Plus, gives you good opportunities for some color sprays. This door, if you happen to have like web or something, it's great to just like dump a web on here, then go back to the other side. And now the boss is going to spawn, and he's going to come out of this door right here. Oh, one more wave. Never mind. I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. I got excited. I wanted to go kill some ogres, man. I was going to kill Rogue. Rogue of the Pirate Seas. Or the, what are they called? The Stormy Seas? No. I know what the name of the sea is. Do I? I think I do. I'm supposed to. I'm like the guy. I'm the guy on the camera. I'm supposed to know all this stuff. My guildie traded the ring for 10 legendary raid timers? Oh, that's a good deal, man. That's a sweet deal, actually. Holy cow. 10 timers? Dude, that's a fantastic deal. And then if you want your treasure, you come up to the top of this boat. What did I get? A Daunting Mask of Parrying 0. 10 legendary raid timers. Could you imagine that? I don't even know what I would do with that many raid timers. Well, obviously you just do a bunch of raids. So when you see it coming up, you just start spamming those raids out. You gotta get the mats, right? But still, whew, 10 legendary raid timers. That's a lot of raid timers, dude. A lot of raid timers. I'm glad I did craft myself these short swords, though, because it's kind of unfortunate. I haven't really pulled any short swords. I'm really hoping I'll get something soon, just so that I have, like, another item to fall back on, but... Oh yeah, I can imagine. Hey, if you want to get your legendary green still fast, that's the best way to do it, right? Plus, you can get the unlock, so you can get multiple. Do they still do that with the Shroud? I don't know. I think they do. So you can get more legendary green steel stuff. You can remove, like, the Taint of Corruption, so you don't have to worry about putting on 2. Cool. And then after that one, we go out into the Three Barrel Cove adventure area. This feels so strange. The Three Barrel Cove is one of those areas that I've always done all the quests. Three Barrel Cove, if you don't have it, this is like one of the highest experience point adventure packs, which is crazy considering the fact that, like, you know, it's a level 5 quest. Like, all the quests out here are going to be like level 5, level 6, but you're going to be watching me pulling like over 20,000 experience from some of these quests. Like, crazy stuff. Cool. So make sure I get everybody following me. We're all going on the same path, on the same line. We're going to Two-Toed Tobias. A legend of Three Barrel Cove. Oh, I can't hear Victor. His microphone is too quiet, so I'll turn him up. This is the Legend of Two-Toed Tobias. Oh man, I remember, dude. Right? Oh yeah, back in the day? I remember back in the day when it was... Three Barrel Cove was literally that town that was there. Before they remodeled the town, when that was all of Three Barrel Cove, where you spawned in the tavern, you walked outside the tavern, that was the area. And the Fire Caves was just right behind the tavern. Oh man. See, the thing is, I can't avoid this. Look at this. 14,000 experience points? I'm not even doing anything. You kill like 20 monsters in this quest. I'll tell you some of the quests I don't know with this one. Yeah, exactly. The Puzzle and Ghost of a Chance. I don't know that one. Like, that one requires like a PhD, you know, like a bunch of other stuff. I don't have the qualifications. I'm just not able to do that quest. So you step over here, spawns the bats. You do your whirlwind attack and kill all the bats. And then once the bats are dead, you go like into the you swim into the water here. You come down this area, and then you go over here, swim underwater, pull the levers, and yeah, this quest is a lot of swimming and lever pulling. As I said, I can totally understand why a lot of people would avoid these quests, but man. Well, if you want to learn them, I'm telling you, right here, you're learning it right here. That's the nice thing about also streaming. Some of the more complicated quests, it's really easy to actually, like, literally demonstrate. Because sometimes when you see somebody do it, you don't entirely know what they're doing. But I can just sit here and talk and say, this is why I'm doing this one section. By swimming through this tunnel and pulling that lever and then coming back, what ends up happening is it causes the door that is down this pathway to open up, so we can progress. Same thing with, like, what was that quest? The quest everybody loves, the pit. Every time I do the pit, I make it a point to stream the pit. Just because I do it every single life, and it's one of my favorite quests. It's this giant, horrific machine of confusion and frustration. But it's worth like 40,000 experience. So I always try to do that. So then, similar situation, we're going to be swimming underwater. If you swim underwater and you check to the left, ruh-roh, wicket traps. So instead, you swim the other way. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, I love the pit. The pit is my jam. It's my jelly. It's my peanut butter and banana. I like bananas. Wow. Ooh, wow, I got destroyed by those traps. When you pull the lever, it makes spikes come out of the ceiling. I was not careful enough, and I got destroyed. If you are taking a lot of damage, always remember you can drink potions underwater for a reason I don't entirely understand. I imagine drinking underwater would be much more complicated than drinking in the air, but... yeah. Yeah, the pit is one of those like really iconic quests. I really liked hearing yeah, was that? I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember who it was. I watched the stream. I just don't remember exactly who it was. But yeah, listening to hear him about the pit, how the pit was basically a recycled idea, that they said they really wanted to do the pit, but they didn't know how to do it. Oh my god. I'm so glad they took the time to make the pit. Remember when I first started, Tempest Spine was super overwhelming as a first raid, my first time in there. Well, the thing is, playing Tempest Spine, if you've come from other games and played like other raids, Tempest Spine isn't really that confusing. It's kind of got some twists and turns. Actually, no, that's not true. I actually 100%. I'm going to flip-flop on that opinion. It's not as long as some other raids. So if you played like World of Warcraft or Lord of the Rings Online, those raids, I guess they're not really confusing. The fights are confusing maybe, but the actual raids in themselves aren't. I totally forgot that DDO raids have like puzzles and swimming sections. That's one of those things I remember trying to explain to my friend. It was like, I was like, yeah, DDO has raids. You should come play, because he was a big fan of raiding in World of Warcraft. And he's like, oh, okay. What kind of raids? I'm like, well, you got Tempest Spine. It starts out where you like fight your way around this mountain. He's like, okay, cool. And then you gotta like go in this cave. And then you have like a guy like open up a door. They have to have like a bunch of intelligence. And then you gotta pull these two bosses to an area. You have to kill them together. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. That makes sense. You gotta kill two bosses together. And it's like, okay, what's after that? And I'm like, all right, well, then you gotta jump through a bunch of traps. He's like, traps? I'm like, yeah, like giant fire jets that burst out of the wall. If you don't have anybody who can disable the trap, well then you kind of just have to like deal, and you just gotta like jump through the traps and take all the damage. And then afterwards, you get to go into an area and you get to do like a swimming puzzle. And he's like, swimming puzzle? I'm like, yeah, there's like an underwater labyrinth with like weird tunnels and it's confusing. Anyway, you have the whole 12 people swim through that. And then once everybody's swam through all these tunnels and these puzzles and they're done being confused, God, I love stuff like that. The pit takes ages if you don't know what you're doing. If you do know what you're doing, it takes maybe 20 minutes. If you have Featherfall and you know where you're going, it takes at most 20 minutes. Also, you need a decent jump score. But if you have Featherfall, it's a decent jump score. Yeah. The XP per hour in the pit is really good. It takes about 20 minutes and it drops about 40,000 XP. There's not much that beats it. The pit is, I think it's one of those quintessential, this is what Dungeons & Dragons is about quests, you know? It's one of those things that is, like, undeniably Dungeons & Dragons. It's, other games, like, I love the game Lord of the Rings Online. But that game is a two-dimensional game. When there's some quests where you're, like, assaulting castles and stuff, and you're going into fortresses, it looks like it's 3D because you're going up and down. You're not actually going up and down. it's a linear flat area that just it goes up and down, but it's still a linear flat. You can't jump off an area to get to another area, you know, that kind of thing. Sure, you're going through a castle, but it's a linear space. Dungeons and Dragons doesn't do that. Dungeons and Dragons gives you the pit, which is literally a giant 3D space, and it's a mess, a silly, goofy, difficult to navigate, hard to understand, frustrating mess, and I love it. It's like, ugh, that quest is fantastic. Now we get some arrows. So you get to this part, and you gotta swim underwater. So to open the door, you gotta swim underwater. There's 2 valves. One that is under the water in the same room
Yeah, one's
as the
under
one
the
we're
ship.
in. Yeah, then there's another one under the ship. Yeah, the pit does have a 2-dimensional map, which is frustrating because it's a 3D quest and you have a 2-dimensional map and you're like, where do I go? It's very common to have the where do I go syndrome just hit you while you're trying to figure your way through the pit. Oh, get color sprayed! Oh, he made all his saves. Okay. Well, that doesn't work. So stand on the crystal. You can't disable this one. You just stand on the crystal and you don't get burned.
The fire jets melt the ice, allowing you to continue your
2D map for 3D area. Yeah, it's... But the thing is, it's all about interpretation, right? It's very difficult to make a 3D map. There are a couple of games that did a really, really good job. I'm thinking like, Metroid Prime. That game has like one of the best 3D maps ever. Literally ever. That map is so good. It's so easy to understand. It's easy to navigate. They did an amazing job with that. A map like that in DDO wouldn't really work. I don't know how they would even try to make a 3D map. That'd be quite an interesting endeavor if they tried to make up 3D maps. Also, 2D maps kind of really make it feel more like an adventure, you know? If you've ever played tabletop Dungeons and Dragons, actually sitting there and as you're like, you know, you're moving through the areas, and then you have literally a guy in the party who's like, okay, this is what the map looks like, and you're like kind of like drawing it out and sketching it, and you create your own maps with your party members. It's a really cool, memorable experience, and you're trying to map out maybe like a 3D area with a 2D map, and it's got that same kind of feel. That's why I like this. All the areas, they're not actually shaped like this. Like this wall is straight here, you know, all these walls are straight here, but they've got these little curves and edges because it's like a hand-drawn map, you know what I'm saying? Exactly, it's a different genre. Your first MMO, so never done raids? Especially coming from tabletop where the maximum people you had in a group was like 8. Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially nowadays, if you try to do, basically, my biggest advice, especially to newer players, if you're new at the game, you haven't played it before, and you really want to give it a shot, but you're intimidated, all the quests you don't really know, and you're going to be playing with people that have been playing for 200 million billion years, the trick to making it a lot easier on yourself is when you join a quest that you don't actually know how to do, just ask the person who's like leading the quest, just be like, hey, I don't know this one. Would you be able to show it to me? And like almost every single person will just be like, oh yeah, no problem, and they will show you how to do the quest. A lot of people in this game are very, very patient. So if you don't know how to do something, especially like a raid, anything like that,
The supposed urban legend speaks to you. It's about time.
oh, Icewine made it fast. Holy cow. But yeah, if you don't know how to do something, just ask, just be like, hey guys, I don't know this quest, can you guys explain it to me? And then 9 times out of 10, people will explain it.
Although it is doubtful that anyone will believe your tale of victory.
Yeah, exactly, right? I don't ever want to exclude players. I want more people playing my game. Because what you guys have to understand... Oh, I actually got to do one thing. I got to ditch this group because it's getting close to 10 o'clock. There we go. We're going to recall out from here. Anyway. But yeah, exactly. Like, you understand, the reason I want to help new players learn to play the game and get a better grasp on the game is not just because, you know, I think it's cool and I want to share the experience, but what I want you guys to do, you guys that maybe you're just like thinking about it, I want you to try to play the game, and then I want you to go take your hard-earned money and just give it to Turbine. Just don't spend it on food or other games, and just take it out of your wallet, give it to Turbine, and then they can make me cooler, super cool content for me, and I want that. I want new dungeons and raids, but they got a budget, people, so you guys gotta give them your money. So I want people to have fun when they play the games, that they're more tempted to give Turbine the money. You know what I'm saying? It's like a win-win. I get cool people to play with, you enjoy a new game, and we all get sick quests. So that's the idea here. But now, as it's reaching 10 o'clock, it is currently 9:54. We're getting close to the end. So actually, this is the end of the stream. So I'm very, very tired today because I have been streaming for the past 10 hours. Woo! It's been a long day. But to recap, the gnome is super cool. I don't know if the gnome is good enough to warrant, you know, having putting a lot of points in the enhancement tree. The enhancement trees are good. Are they insanely good? They're pretty good. But I don't know how to scale like how unbelievably good they are. They're pretty powerful though. I really like the gnome. I'm happy I'm playing one, and if you give it a shot, you'll like it. Plus, they have a pretty metal dance. So yeah. So for those of you that are watching, if you're like, damn, Strimtom, your stream was super cool and great today, you know what? There's actually ways you can catch me streaming, not just here, but also in other places. It's right up there. Put it up there. Wait a second, it's over here. There you go. You can catch me at Twitch TV on Strimtom. You're more than welcome to subscribe or to follow my own channel. You'll see whenever I'm streaming there. Or if you want, you can follow my Twitter handle. I do tweet every time I go and do a stream thing and what have you. I'm on the... I've tried to leave myself open, so if you ever want to say something or message me or anything, you can reach me at strimtom@gmail.com or emailing me on Twitch or whatever. So that's all good. Just so you guys know, normally I do the Strimstream every single Monday from 7 to 10, and it's an absolute riot. But I won't be here next time. Next week, there's no Strimstream, unfortunately. I won't be here. I'll be out of town. I'll be in New York City. It'll be a super cool adventure. I'm excited. I've never been. So it'll be great. But, you know, I won't unfortunately be able to be here for the stream. I'll be gone for the whole weekend before that and afterwards. So I'll be taking a few days off from streaming. So thank you guys. You've been amazing. I'll see you in about 2 weeks from now. And have yourselves a super awesome night. Woo! I got another follower. That's what I'm talking about. Promotion!